Hey guys, they're waiting. We'll be there momentarily. Sam just step out, so give us one moment, 1 second. We'll be there to start. So hopefully, you guys get ready for an awesome show. Let's go.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Anime Lately podcast. This is the first time we are live, baby. I'm your host, Sam the Manga Man, and here with me are my brotakus. Introducing first, the Game Master. He has same blood in his DNA, and that includes loyalty, royalty, and all that and everything else in that DNA. The leader of the You Bum Nation, the director of anime, Mr. King of Games himself, RayApollo!
That's right.
Our next creature is the demon in the Black Clover community. He is the pride of the east side of New York, New York. He has a great love for Trigon, Dr. Stone, and One Piece. The one and only, the your caller, Legendy Vash, Miguel How you guys doing?
Hopefully, you guys heard that. Hopefully everything's alright for our first live show. Hopefully, we do not f up on me myself that's controlling
It
everything.
sounds great. I don't even want to hear it. So yeah, here we are doing it, and it sounds good and it looks good.
So guys, James will come in a little bit later, and I'll give him his intro once he comes in, of course. But for sure, welcome to our first live episode, and I'm excited. Are you guys excited for this?
Honestly, I'm excited.
Absolutely. I live my life live.
That's true. That is very true.
That is true. Ray himself,
welcome to my world 2.0.
Ray goes to his show live all the time, every day, Monday through Fridays, or whenever the hell he wants. So that's definitely.
It's mostly whenever the hell I want. You're right.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand you, Ray, and me myself, who goes pre-recorded, doing Black Clover reactions and everything. So I understand a bit of the live aspect or talking to yourself camera. With Sam, I have the conversation with him, so to actually go live with 4 people, but also 3 people right now currently, and also have the chat, with us to make the conversation, them to ask any question, is a pretty different realm and also atmosphere of what you even asked our guest last week to Roger last week. It's a different type of realm, both pre-recording and live is very different to each other.
For sure. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, we do do our JoJo reactions and stuff on Twitch, on our own Twitch channel and stuff like that, and it's fun. But for sure, our main audience is here, and you guys in the YouTube channel. That's why we're live from here, and we want to give you guys the best episode that we can. As always, have that same energy, have that same love for anime, mangas, the stuff that everybody loves to talk about in the Brotakus.
Oh yes,
yep.
Sure.
So
channel.
You have Roger's base to thank for this.
Yes, technically you guys do, because he gave us the idea. Now we've been having the idea for I think weeks, months, but we
were all like Deku learning to use his legs. We were like, oh yeah, we should absolutely do this on YouTube.
Yeah, you know what? I think it was Saturday or Sunday. I just mentioned to you guys, guys, I have an idea. I think Roger's right. I could just, do it from my computer. Just, have it all.
Yeah, it wasn't too far off. It was more about
when
how
the
can
right
we?
time.
How can we incorporate this? How should we do
but
this?
Also, the major key is that thing is, guys don't understand. We have all different schedules. Sam works, I work. Ray has, his own projects, his own clients. I have my own clients. James has his own job and everything. So we all have different schedules. What's the best time for us to do it? And we also, let's just play by the ear. Let's do one week at 7, the other week if we eventually we do at 8. Let's just have people know eventually, guys. Just follow us on our social media at @AnimeLily_. Quick plug there if you want to know when we go live. It's very helpful for us to do that.
It's true. Yeah,
and definitely, and the best time is that Ray could use his soundboard, and you guys could hear because of my stream elements being recorded
all the time. So it's great. But no, I really do appreciate Roger, and fantastic guest. If you haven't listened to that episode yet, you need to go back and listen to that one. I feel like it's probably, and I'll say it's the best one we've done so far. That episode was fantastic,
and I
really feel like
go ahead. It's long. It's very long, but
but it's good. It's a fantastic
it.
conversation.
Yeah,
and it really does show that we have a chemistry, unlike most shows on the internet. And I think Roger also came on the show and gave us more energy. Like I definitely saw you guys were more motivated after the show, which is good. It made me really happy to see. So appreciate you, Roger. My boy. Happy belated birthday, by the way.
Yes, it's very true. He just turned 30 right here this past Monday, and I definitely do agree with that. It was his longest show, our longest show, and I would say I listened to it already 2 more times after I already edited. Make sure the stuff was good, sounded. But I still listened 2 times myself because it was very entertaining just to hear the conversation, to know what happened. It was very fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, I also listened to too, like not just to put in all the time codes for you guys and all those questions and stuff, but to just, it was a great episode. You can feel the energy. There's so much great entertainment, and it wasn't just the anime and manga talking. We talk about everything, movies, what's on TV and television, all the stuff that we already like to talk about, but we want to limit ourselves for manga and anime because it is the Anime Lately podcast. But right. We love our guests. We want to talk about whatever they want to talk about because it's all about them in these kind of episodes. So we had fun.
The conversation goes, and that's what we are, conversational podcast. That's it. It just happens to also be about anime and manga.
But one thing I do want to also shout out is to his Mammothboyz. They came in and watched the video, and now it is our second highest on podcasts in the YouTube side. I haven't seen it on the podcast side. How many views or downloads it has, but it's definitely almost at its 200 views. So I really want to say thank you guys, and plus to Mambo, and plus to the people that came back after they listened to it and gave some good feedback. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one and enjoy the live side as well.
We do appreciate it. So
yes, we will. Thank you guys for coming in. But for sure, we want to start this right. We always start off our manga coverage. Let's start with MASH, Magic, and Muscles, Chapter 7.
Actually, I know some people, I saw it on Twitter and everything, people are getting a bit, not bored, but see the jokes being repetitive with the same expressions. But Sam gave a great great idea, some type of perspective of how that manga is. I see it as a comedy, but also in the Harry Potter side because of what they literally did this past chapter with the broom. It literally, that type of Harry Potter, I think it was from the first movie or I think the second movie, right?
I think they all play that game in almost all their movies.
Yeah, but when did it first happen? I don't remember. That's why I was saying, like, it was just great just to see that type of comedy side. But the way Mashley broke the law of type of physics, it was amazing.
Yeah, curving. He didn't curve a bullet, but he literally curved some kind of ball and caused an endless rotation. Literally went past over 999 points for their own team, which, interesting enough, like that was the only moment when I figured out, wait, that's Harry Potter. This is literally Harry Potter in the most parody One Punch Man kind of parody way, and it's funny, it's hilarious. I'm liking this. The reason why is because I love One Punch Man. I love the comedy of it. Its story is just, it's ridiculous. It's so stupid, but in the same way, it's really true. In most superhero movies, you always have Superman come in if you were to save the day, and usually it takes him one punch or some other Superman heroic kind of way, and saves the entire day near the end of the chapter. Same thing with One Punch Man. He saves everything. He saves everybody with just one punch. To monsters, to save the creature, whatever it needs to be. Just all it takes is one punch. It's a satire comedy that I enjoy it. And coming to a magical world where a boy that's like Saitama has no magic, has no magical powers or anything, but he still beats up people, humiliates them.
I mean, look, I like MASHLE. MASHLE's fine. It's funny because it's in a Harry Potter setting where everybody has magic and he doesn't, but he still manages to make everything work. That's why it's funny. Other than that, I can see why people are like, it's getting a little boring, and it's because you understand how he's going to overcome it every time. It's with brute strength. I get it. So they need to be giving us more outrageous situations for him to overcome, if that makes sense. Yes. Because if it's this satire that is just completely like, oh, look at all these magical people, look at all these magic things they can do, but there's this really buff kid who can do everything better than everybody else because he's really buff. I mean, yes, I think that's also hilarious, but it needs to get more ridiculous, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Because, the scale of threat and One Punch Man escalates and escalates and escalates to where it's, you know, completely ridiculous. But it also has this other cast of characters that are interesting, that makes the rest of the show interesting. Because without them, One Punch Man is super boring. I'll be very honest with you. But they have another cast of characters, which is interesting. You know, so I appreciate that. So I'm hoping that the cast of MASHLE becomes a little bit more interesting, because so far they're kind of whack. I'm not gonna lie.
Agree. No, I agree.
So far they only have, I think, 2 or 3 actual characters. The most interesting character, which I saw coming, it was the Grandmaster.
Yes,
the Grandmaster was interesting, and he reminds me of some type of Hokage, where he's the one that doesn't care about the council. He just wants it, you know, the world to actually be fixed and much better for the civil people. And that's why I see for the series, if it continues and it don't get axed and everything during the future, that's why I see the Grandmaster maybe, you know, to train him. And I think the Grandmaster knows that he don't have any type of magic.
Oh, absolutely. I think he looked at him one time and was like, yeah, that kid ain't got no magic. But
what
he
I
wants
loved
him there
about,
anyway. So
what I loved about this latest chapter is literally like almost all Disney sports movies. You always have that one jock be like, bro, we need you on our team. We need you to save us on our team to help us win and all that stuff. And then apparently then you get the antagonist from the other side of the team. He broke the main the most jockey guy that helps you, encourage you. He broke his leg or broke his whatever, his broom or whatever. He's like, it's okay if you don't win, just do your best as long as you play and stuff like that. And all about the entire time, Mash was just like, but I can't fly, I can't use magic at all, I can't do anything at all, you're not listening to me. And then
but the best line that he said was like, he's more dumber than me. I'm like, I'm glad Mashley understands that he knows he's dumb. He knows that he's not the smartest. But he said like, damn, I literally have been telling this dude, I can't fly, but he still don't fucking listen. So I love how he knows that.
I think it's that he's not dumb, it's just that he doesn't know magic. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. He doesn't have magic knowledge either. And so, of course, to them, he seems really dumb. But it's like, no, he just doesn't know what he doesn't know. He's figuring it out as he goes along. So
I mean,
it's kind of wild.
The boy can't enjoy his cream puffs in peace. Like he just literally can't enjoy his cream puffs in peace.
He's a simple man. He wants cream puffs and peace.
And just make some simple friends who may betray you in the beginning, but they regret it and confess it. Like, I'm so sorry, I never meant to do this to you. I'm just being bullied.
After he, you know, saves them regrettably. So
that's almost every shonen movie. Like, oh, you were trying to hurt me. Oh, it's okay. I saved your life.
I'm a better person than you. So here, I'm gonna save your life.
That's about it.
It's still fun. No, but
I'll be honest. MASHLE's not like super high on my priority list. It's okay. If anything, I would like to make MASHLE like a monthly for me, where I catch up at the end of every month, instead of reading it like as it comes out.
I can see that.
I would agree to that. MASHLE, I would say that it's a good series that, you know, to catch up and read and take your time. It's more it's more of a good comedy show. I don't think that it's good to have it as a weekly series, since it's just 20 pages, and for those jokes could go by.
I mean, for weekly Shonen Jump, I can see why it would be a weekly. I get it, but it's like, for me personally, no thank you.
At least the art is good, and that's fine. So like, it's not like we won't enjoy it like that sort of way. Like, it's fine as it is, and we know that we can wait a month and not have it risk of being axed anyway. Right. So
I hope
it's okay. But then, speaking of a monthly chapter series that we are all going to be waiting monthly, is Zipman, and right now it's up to chapter 13.
And I am not caught up on this one because
I'll
be very honest, I just stopped caring.
I was about to say that.
I don't blame you.
I'll tell you right now. The last chapter I read, where's my Zipman? The last chapter I read was chapter 7.
I think last chapter I read was 5.
So Sam, so it seems like you're the only one to read it. So go ahead and say.
I mean, I'm up to chapter 13, and I've told you guys a lot. I say this a lot in the chat and wherever I can. It's literally, it's playing like it's a Power Ranger TV show. But
you know what makes the Power Rangers interesting? The group of Power Rangers.
And this one is just 2.
Exactly.
So I get what you're saying. Well, with Power Rangers, it's 3 or 5 or 4 people. So and plus I've seen on Twitter that a lot of people saying in Japan, where most of the people saying is that Zipman might be, you know, getting axed, canceled. So that's where I'm like, oh, it
I
makes
don't really
sense.
care for it.
It turned into the flavor of the week villain, and then they weren't really that interesting.
Mhm.
And then it turns out like the overall story wasn't as interesting as we initially thought it was going to be either.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
it's just kind of as week after week, it just kind of kept trending down for me and down and down. And then all of a sudden I was like, I think I basically said I'm just not actively reading it. I'm not.
To what I wanted to respond to the comment. Miles Gray is saying Zipman is trash. I don't think it's trash. I just think it could have been better. It could have been.
It absolutely could be way better than it
could have been way better and much better executed. It's just that the hype was
slow.
there for it. It's just, I feel like
the character designs were awesome.
Oh yeah,
I'll give it that.
Like Jackman, the whole stuff.
Like it's interesting. Awesome. It looks cool, but then it was like, oh, you're not as good as I thought you were gonna be.
Exactly. You know, like when I say like it's like a Power Ranger TV series, it's literally episode like Ray say, flavor of the week, enemy, this enemy, that enemy, beaten, how you beat this, how you beat that, and then move on, so forth. No progress from there, and it's literally running too fast. Like this is not a TV show. TV show at least gives you a whole 30 minutes. And to at least do some little bit of character development and all the other stuff.
Sam,
but,
are you caught up with the CW shows? Because right now they're weekly type of some type of villains. They're not always that great either. It's
that's what I'm saying. The Zipman is like the CW show of manga right now.
That's why
I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I was getting into, because that's what it reminds me of. When I read Zipman, I'm like, why do I feel like I'm reading some type of CW of the Flash? Just less group, because with the Flash you have 5 people, 2 people.
They built up a cast,
and then 3 people on the desk. Same thing with Arrow. It was 2 or 3 people in the field, and there was 2 people on the desk. Tell them, oh, there are 2 people behind everything. This is just 2 people with a dynamic that we're just starting to like, or maybe not. And it's like, you're not hitting us.
What helped makes that interesting is that they have this dynamic between this cast of characters that you can sometimes make very interesting, and then you throw in a villain to cause some turmoil amongst the group, or there's a turmoil amongst the group that's then disrupted by a villain, and then they figure out how to come together, fix that turmoil, and defeat the villain together, and then you go on to the next week where some other drama comes up and how they defeat it then. And Zipman does not have that, because the drama between the 2 brothers gets old real fast.
It
so
does.
fast.
It really does. So, it feels weak. It
is weak,
and plus it falls flat.
For sure. Like to me, Zipman is kind of dead already in a way. It's Axe. If it's not Axe yet.
I would always like for something to have the chance to get better. If it does take the opportunity to get better, I'd be happy for it, because I love when things end up being good, but I don't know if this is going to happen.
Yeah, like you always hope. We always hope for the best for any series in general, but if you're not able to, like,
except for Gravity Boys,
no.
That one, actually catching up to. I'm gonna give my thoughts on the next episode, because it's actually better than Zipman to me.
It's not a high bar on that, so okay.
What about the witch manga thing?
Does that have more chapters? Because I forgot about that.
I cut up to it, and I'll actually give my comments about it if we're gonna move on from that. So I will. Are we gonna move on from Zipman so I could give my quick thoughts about Guardians of the Witch?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. No problem. You can talk about Guardians of the Witch.
So Guardians of the Witch is right now up to chapter 6. I cut up to chapter.
Is it really? Yeah. Holy shit! I had no idea there were 6 chapters. I read the 1 chapter I completely forgot about it.
So chapter 6, I read chapter 5 and 6 back to back, and it was good. The reason is because I felt like so you guys have watched Soul Eater, right?
Yes.
Remember that white haired kid that has so much energy, but he's a badass.
Black Star.
Black Star. Thank you. I haven't watched the show like in 3 months. That's why I forgot his name. Black Star. So we met the rivalry of the Guardian, Black Star version of him. He's excited and everything, and this was an interesting turn of event. This Black Star character version, he's kind of more experienced because he has various humans and other type of characters. The Guardian of the Witch, the 2 mains, they have only verse of those demons that come out into their towns. They have only verse those people. So it's an interesting type of dynamic that I saw that I didn't expect to happen. I thought this dude of the Guardian, because the MC, I think he was gonna win in one go, but the Black Star version was actually giving him kind of like a run for his money, and that was pretty interesting. So actually,
well, it's good that he has a challenge because
So,
that'd be boring.
Yeah,
that was
it's
very
good.
fascinating in that aspect, and there's more of a
Is he a rival or an antagonist for the story?
right now an antagonist right now because he's supposed to kill the guardian and so supposed to kill the other girl is because they escape and they're supposed to catch the witch and then they're supposed to bring her back and actually kill her themselves because they cannot do it themselves. So right now type of villains. But down the line, maybe in 2-3 more chapters, they're gonna become friends. That's what I see happening.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I might give that a few more chapters. I think my rule is 5 chapters, and if I'm not hooked by 5 chapters, I'm kind of done. So I have to give it 4 more chapters. See what I think.
I mean, like I tried going through the second chapter, and I was just so bored with the dynamic between the main character and the girl, the witch herself. Like they are not interesting. Like the relationship between them, it's not interesting at all. It's still pretty boring, and I literally had to skim throughout the entire second chapter just to see them trying just to get over the wall and everything like that. But still, like the relationship from them, I'm still not as interested from it.
That's fine.
But I'll give like another chapter to see if they just to see the other characters if they're gonna make it more interesting.
I'll give it. I recommend if you're interested by the premise and everything, read on to chapter 6. And then if you're interested to how the dynamic is and the characters, then read into chapter 6. If you're not, they'll fall off. Like how sadly most people did for the series of Samurai 8. Because I'm worried for that to get axed. That's a series I'm worried to get axed because it's getting better. Actually, caught up. 2 chapters left. 2 chapters left.
So what I will say about Samurai 8, I feel like he is going to end it before it can get axed. So it's going to end a lot sooner than people think.
Because of are you currently reading it? That's how you.
I don't. So I'm kind of vaguely keeping up with it, not completely caught up, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody else who might even potentially be. Yeah. But like, I think it might end sooner than we think, which is okay. But
that's what made me inclined to catch up faster because I saw the rumors of getting axed and a lot of people just wanted axed because of how bad it was, but it just wasn't bad. It's just got a lot of information.
There was
information.
He likes to add a lot. He likes to overthink things, and when he overthinks it, he gives you all of that. He doesn't clarify it. He just gives you all of it, and then slowly he makes sense of it.
And that's what he was doing. But then now I saw on Twitter over the past 5 weeks that the pace got much faster, and then I saw too much fast, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? So I caught up to like the last 3 chapters, and I'm like, okay, I see what people are talking about the pacing, and then I was like, okay, I hope it doesn't get axed because he's worried, and then I see where you're coming from, that he might want to end it better than what happened to Bleach, where he had to rush it because of what Shonen Jump, aka Shueisha, said, hey, he has to finish in 10 chapters, and it's like, oh shit, okay, this is what I gotta do, boom, boom, end the stories. So I feel like what you're saying could be possible true with Kishimoto. He might just be ending it himself before he gets axed.
I mean, it could at least make it more interesting in a way. I mean, I haven't caught up to the manga series, but I'm thinking like with the creator of Demon Slayer, when she was up to her, I think maybe her 2nd or 3rd arc, she introduced Muzin into the story because she was worried about getting axed. But then that brought in even more popularity for her series.
Right, and that was exactly what I was about to say. It's like at that point, then there's a chance that people are like, oh, this is good. And then he's like, well, crap. I was planning on ending it, so then he has to push it out even longer, and it's like, well, let's hope that it stays good.
And that's why I'm worried, because hopefully it doesn't feel like it's very inconsistent with pacing. Because like if you read this where you're not personally like on social media and you just buy the volume next year, if you buy for say volume 1 through 5, volumes 1 through 6, but then you see each pacing from each volume is so different to each other because there's a gap that he felt like he was going to rush and axe, but then it gets again much smoother. So that feels very inconsistent with his pacing from a series.
I mean, and
that's very interesting.
I'll be very candid about Samurai 8. Samurai 8 has more potential than all of the new ones, I think.
True.
That's very true.
That's very
overall
true.
Story and characters and the world that he's built has way more potential.
Oh yeah.
So far than all of the other ones, but it's also one of those things where it's like, well, yeah, it could get better, and I hope it gets better because we know what he's capable of.
Yeah,
It's one of those things. These other folks, I'm kind of like, all right, I kind of see what you're doing, but I don't really have that same amount of, I don't want to say trust, but I guess respect is the word that I'm looking for.
Agreed.
I can see that.
The manga, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, for sure. Like with Kishimoto, he's good with his writing, and this is, I'm pretty sure he should have something planned this entire series out of how he wants to end this, or how he wants to write the middle for it, or however he wants to do it. But I don't want him to rush too much where, all right, I'm gonna get canceled anyway, I'm gonna get axed anyway, just let me at least go out on my own terms.
That's
But
very
yeah,
true.
which I'd be okay with.
but like
I really
don't
would be okay.
but the only thing about that is don't go out on your own term within like 10 chapters, at least maybe like within 15.
I think
20?
he's got some time. I really do think
Yeah.
he's got some time.
If
I'm
anything,
not gonna worry about that.
if anything, give it like the end of the year maybe, and see.
I will be very honest when I say I don't think that Samurai gets axed. I don't think it does.
I hope not. That's
I don't
my-
think
I
it
don't.
will
I don't
either.
think it does.
I don't think Samurai.
Nope. I
he's
will.
gonna get
I will
axed.
stake that claim, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I really think it'll be the only one that doesn't get axed.
This is what I keep hearing right now. From Shonen Jump right now. Mal is great. Said I don't want to spoil things, but with the current arc with Demon Slayer right now, it has the worst arc right now in the worst series right now with Shonen Jump, and I keep
And
hearing that.
you know what? Guess what? That happens all the time. These manga aren't always just bangers. They are not always bangers. Like there are people
No.
who like.
It's like, for
Man.
example, a lot of people have some gripes with the Great Ninja War of the last arc of Naruto,
Exactly.
and it's understandable.
Exactly.
Because where the
And
fuck you
like-
come out with Kaguya-sama? I like,
It's one of those things
I'm
where it's like
Kaguya-sama, I'm Kaguya.
I know what you mean, yeah. But it's one of those things where yeah, we would hope that they're just all bangers. Like each arc is just better than the last one. But I don't know. I feel like I don't want to say that's too much to ask of these people, but it's a lot, you know, to
It
be
causes
like,
pressure when you're
yeah,
a person that just writes a series week to week, and you probably
Mhm.
have 3 weeks in advance to write, draw, and narrate it.
and I
It's-
mean
it's a lot of
sometimes
pressure.
sometimes we overhype these too,
Like-
because you know this last arc that we had with My Hero was incredible. It was super hype, and then you know we got to the festival arc, and people are like, "What the hell is this?" You know, and I feel like it's because we've overhyped it. And yeah, it's slower and it's not as good, but it's still great. You know what I'm saying?
Oh hell yeah!
So it's
Most
just
definitely.
I can understand, and it's okay for you to think that it's not good. Like I'm not saying that you can say, oh, well, he wants me to say that I should like everything. No, you should not like everything, and that's completely okay. It's just one of those things where we have to expect them to sometimes miss.
Yeah.
Like if we also give one more example, the last arc of Fairy Tail, the Elverats arc, it was not great throughout the entire series. I'm sorry, it's really not. And the manga series, when we read throughout the whole thing, where it was kind of a rushed ending, it didn't hit. The ending did not
Oh, yeah.
hit at all for this entire arc, and
Mhm.
it's not. It didn't destroy the entire series. Like it's the series in itself, a Fairy Tail, it's good on its own, but that last arc did not hit as well as people.
Would you say
hoped
that
for.
last arc is a
Bruh.
moment?
Yep. Oh yeah. And I'm what's currently making it better. What made it up and makes it much better right now is the Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest for sure.
Mm.
And me and Miguel, we're liking the series.
Yo,
Hey, James,
What's
join the
up?
show.
All right, guys.
What's up, man?
All right,
guys?
guys. I gotta introduce our JB James Barnes here, our co-host for the CEO of Careful for Spoilers Podcast Network, founder of the No Anime No Life Facebook group. He is the future champion of movie trivia schmodown, the connoisseur of movies, the great and talented JB James Barnes.
Sam, thank you so much for that introduction. So sorry I'm late, guys.
It's all good, man.
Just got home from work, had to throw together the set. I'm ready.
No
I've
worries,
been
no
watching
worries.
the whole time.
No worries.
welcome.
Don't worry, guys. This is something that we're getting used to. Live show that we're starting weekly, so people will understand. You know,
Won't happen again.
No worries. You know,
No
traffic,
rush.
things like that happen. Stuff that we're getting used to. So, as you were listening to James, have any topics about any feedback about opinion about the weekly Shonen Jump, about series getting axed, stuff like that?
No, not right now.
And that's perfectly fine.
That's
perfectly
really fine.
No worries.
But anyway, like if it gets axed, it's it gets axed. Honestly, like it's okay. It's not like it's the first manga series
Something
that got
else will
axed.
take its place.
And that's what it
We
is.
don't know
Yeah,
that necessarily be a
that's
good.
kind of why I don't really have thoughts on it, because it just is what happens sometimes.
Yep.
You know,
Like it's a little sad that it's replaceable. Like these series for Shonen it's
Well, see,
replaceable.
I don't think that that's sad. I feel like that's just kind of a part of the business. And,
yeah,
and
it's
we
part
have
of-
to have these things that aren't as good to get the stuff that absolutely slaps. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Like something really needs to stick to stay better in order. Like I don't know if it's possible for an entire shonen series. Like all their mangas are a big hit at the moment currently, where they need to open another Jump Company magazine series just for more manga content.
Well, we're just, as we could see with the way the past couple months have been going and over the past year with manga becoming more legal, the sites, there's also news sites coming out to have it more in that type of legal route. So it makes sense that maybe in a couple of the months there will be like a new type of manga company that will come out of nowhere and say, hey, we're gonna pick up Samurai 8, other type of mangas, and have it more popular. So it's day by day, month by month, or year by year.
Hey, have you heard of Webtoons?
Webtoons too.
I mean, I feel like that's the next breeding ground for these really good stories. I think,
and that's what they're
and I'm okay
talking
with
about
this.
it in the
I'm
news.
very okay with this.
Unless Kubo wants to come back with a new series or something.
Kubo, please come back with something.
Well, he will be coming back in 2 weeks, 25th
but
of March.
That's a later story that we're going to talk about.
I mean, if we want to talk about it now, we can talk about it now. But
I think we'll get to it. I want to get started on, since we're all here, let's do our movie reviews for Sonic the Hedgehog.
You want to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog right now? That's fine.
All right, let's just go. Let's go Sonic then. All right.
Okay, right now, currently at its standing, it's almost made $300 million worldwide. It's currently at $295,940,061 at the moment. But hey, that's very impressive because let's be frank. We were all not expecting the movie to be at least this decent, at least good.
I mean, that's the word for it. It was decent.
Yeah, it was decent.
That's it. And I don't think we were expecting. I was expecting to go in and like laugh at a garbage fire, and it was decent. And I'm pleasantly surprised.
It's decent.
It's kind of like what James said weeks ago, that it's all about marketing. It's all about you do your promos. It's all about how you push it, and also the word of mouth, that people heard that it was actually better than expected, and then after your friends, their friends, and your families went and see, oh, what? They were right. It's better than expected. So it did much better than most people thought it was going to be. And and I'm happy to say I was entertained. I will probably watch it when it comes on Netflix or wherever it's on streaming service. I will rewatch it again as well because it's that interesting, that entertaining for it to see it.
Honestly, I might buy it on Blu-ray.
I was thinking that too.
I honestly
high praise
might buy it
from
on
James
Blu-ray.
Barnes. High praise.
And he was the one that shitted it on almost a year ago on one of our first couple episodes. So he was one of the ones that shitted, and now he'll definitely be buying the Blu-ray.
Yes, that's one thing about me. I will shit on something, but if I'm wrong, I'll just say I'm wrong. And I enjoyed it. I would honestly buy it on Blu-ray because I think the sound design would be really good on Blu-ray. I think the sound would be really good. Agreed. And I just want to see Sonic, honestly.
Same. Because they did make Sonic, which I love. Like they actually gave us Sonic. And that was what we were really worried about when we saw the initial preview.
and they gave a pretty good lore for Sonic as well, too.
They did. They told a fun story about Sonic, and that's all I wanted. It was a fun story about Sonic, and somehow he interacts with humans, and it wasn't weird.
That's the most important thing. It wasn't weird. Mm-hmm. Look at the Smurfs. Look at all of these other movies. It doesn't work.
Right. But they made it work. I was like, yes, please. And I feel like we also have to give credit to like the people that played the human parts. They were good. I will 100%. They were actually good.
My favorite
Marsden,
one of my favorite characters, not favorite characters, but one of my favorite scenes of a character that was just used for that great comedy scene. It was the wife's sister that was just tied in with the ropes and everything. Like, so am I going to be staying here and like and her daughter was just there chilling in the kitchen and everything, giving the boots to Sonic and everything. Like, I love that. She didn't do much, but she was used for her reason as a comedy effect for that scene, and it was purely amazing. So I love it.
I think that the line where he said "gotta go fast"
Oh, that was my
from her was
favorite.
adorable.
I love that.
It's so simple. One of my favorite moments was just him reading the Flash comics.
Yes, it was so
Yes.
good. And it's one of those things where I feel like had a child lead been in this movie, it would not have been.
Oh
nearly as
no.
So I feel like they made it work. And I know, Jens, we've kind of talked about how like this was a marketing ploy for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure it was.
100. Look at the
But
box office.
That's
It worked.
okay. I feel like it's okay. They love an underdog story. They love a comeback story. And that's
Yes.
exactly what they developed. And it worked.
And people also just want to see train wrecks. So if it sucks,
yep.
That's always true too.
But also, that's been out for weeks. Can we talk about the end credit scene already? Since it's been out almost
Yeah,
a month.
yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
sure.
we're gonna talk.
Why
We're gonna
not?
talk about Sonic spoilers right now. So if you
Alright.
haven't seen it yet, hey, now's the time to like mute the video.
Tails. I gotta admit, Tails is freaking awesome. That scene
Yes,
when
Tails
Tess came
looked
out,
perfect.
it
Yeah.
was amazing, and I really was I was hoping for Tails or plus Knuckles. I was hoping for one of them, but Tails fits its purpose to come out and look
Mhm.
for Sonic, and it was just fit so well. So I really was happy to see Tails and just come out, to use his tails,
His two
flying and everything.
tails. Yeah,
It was
literally to
amazing.
fly.
It was cute.
yeah.
But,
That
I mean,
was-
it's
but
perfect.
then for Knuckles, it's like we already had his whole entire his village of knuckle-looking people. That's
The echidnas.
in
We
the
don't
movie.
need Knuckles yet.
Yeah, we
we
don't.
don't-
Need
we don't need
Knuckles,
him yet.
no. We
Now,
seen
we
him,
need- we
we've seen
need-
his tribe and people, and
We need to
What-
see Sonic and Tails become friends, them
Mhm.
overcome an evil, and then it's like, then we start talking about, I hope they go into a lore about the Chaos Emeralds. Please introduce the Chaos Emeralds, because that would be really interesting.
I think they will.
Yeah.
and bring in Shadow the Hedgehog, please.
That's way later.
Yeah, about to say.
they
That's
give
way
it
later.
potential
Yeah.
Shadow.
Mhm.
Shadow would
That'd be
definitely be
cool.
coming out if the sequel does good. Then in the third trilogy is when it gets
I could absolutely see. I could absolutely see Shadow,
absolutely see
because
that.
I could see this Eggman wanting to clone Sonic and make his own Sonic.
He
Yeah,
has the
but
hair. He has the hair
still-
still.
yep,
That's
he
perfect.
still
Can I
has
mention
DNA.
this? Can we talk about Jim Carrey and his role as Eggman in this movie?
He
Amazing.
made and broke that movie all the
Perfection.
time. He was so much fun.
He did really good.
He said, "You're stupid. All right, let's go." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I love how
And
it's
it was
just
one of those things where you usually you get people like Jim Carrey. You're like, oh, that's just Jim Carrey being X character. No, that was Jim Carrey being Robotnik, and I loved it.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
And plus, I love it how he just threw the guy into the mirror and said, "All right, let's go." I'm like, you just threw your own subordinate into the mirror, but still ask him to come.
That's
still
what
with you?
bad guys do.
I'm like, I love that. That's what sometimes
He played a bad dude, and Eggman Robotnik is a bad dude.
But
It was fun. His comedy was actually pretty good. Like, who would actually slap a 2-star general in the face just to say like, "No, you're incompetent, you're stupid, and everything." No, like literally acting like a little kid as he was trying to talk and explain and stuff. But nope.
Yeah, someone who is way above his pay grade.
and plus, I have to give props to the casting director because I love how every general that we saw there is mostly all the generals we have seen in almost every type of movie, Transformers or any movies that they've been in generals. We have seen them before, and I love that.
Typecast.
That's what I'm saying. They literally tapped it like, "Oh, we need
Boom.
him from Transformers. We need him from the G.I. Joes. We need him from this movie." Oh, I'm like, they've been in almost every movie. Like, oh, sure, and I love it. I enjoyed that scene so
It
much.
just works. I don't know. The Sonic movie, I can say, just worked. It did.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, more of that, please. Like, just if you do that with a different story, but keep like the same kind of formula, I'm in. I will keep
Okay.
watching these movies.
There's,
mean, it
there's
works. It's
small
just like-
issues, but
I mean,
You know, it's
absolutely.
good.
And I am the person who I will absolutely forgive small issues like that if the movie overall is fun.
I would
you
even
know?
say like those advertisement and cameos in the entire movie wasn't too bad. The Ford cars,
oh no, I
Olive
felt
Garden.
insulted.
the Olive Garden gift card and everything.
I mean, I will say it was the best Olive Garden commercial I've ever watched. Straight up.
Yep,
He's-
I'm
straight
here to watch a
up.
movie, not a commercial.
It was absolutely a commercial for Olive Garden. Like,
First
General
off,
said, like,
there is no way that general delivers that kind of thing to anyone ever.
and he said,
And then it's
Have
a
you tasted the
$50
pasta?
gift card to
I
Olive
don't know.
Garden.
I don't know,
Really?
man. This is America we're talking about. I think
This is America. Like, have you tasted the unlimited pasta? I'm like, what?
I was like, wow. I looked at when that happened. I looked at my wife and said, "This is the longest Olive Garden commercial I've ever seen." I looked at her and I dead ass said that to her. I was like, wow, I can't believe they did that.
And what's funny, if a few days before me and Sam went to see the movie, I went on a date with my girlfriend to go eat at Olive Garden. I'm like, the unlimited pasta in that is not even that good.
Because see, that's why I made
None
that
of
joke.
their food's that good.
When you said, "Oh yeah, with Olive Garden," I was like, I laughed and I was like, just you wait.
And what's funny is that I told the guy, like, oh, me and Sam are gonna watch Sonic on Tuesday with Sam. And then now it makes sense why Ray laughed. I'm like, so that's why Ray was just laughing. I'm like, and he didn't say anything, he just laughed.
High quality restaurant called the Olive Garden. Yes.
But yeah,
been better.
I mean,
it could have been.
It still won't get us walking and running to Olive Garden to eat.
No.
Man, I haven't been to an Olive Garden in a solid decade, so no.
Red Lobster should have had that promo.
No, for real though. I have not been to Olive Garden in years.
Well, they don't miss you because that's fine. Because
that's okay because I sure don't miss them.
Yeah, at all.
That's for sure. This entire Sonic movie did a good job on its own, and we gotta give its props for a video game live action adaptation.
What do you
I
say?
will go out on a limb and say the best video game adaptation so far.
I will say number 2 for me because number 1 is still Mortal Kombat. Yes, I'm still saying that this is still my number 1. Let's just enjoy.
You know what, Miguel? I'm with you. It is the only good movie that Paul W.S. Anderson has ever made in his entire life,
and that's why you're giving it that. Okay, no, I'm going with Sonic.
Mortal Kombat, because it doesn't have ridiculous product placement that pisses me off throughout the whole movie.
But what about it being bad? How does that not make you mad?
Hey, it's bad in the best way possible, bro.
He's like, oh, that doesn't bother me at all. No.
It's one of the best worst movies ever.
Yeah.
You can have that. That's fine.
I will have a full conversation on a podcast episode of James on his network. I will have a full episode with James talking about how Mortal Kombat is one of the best video games.
Let's do it.
Not to say that I hate the movie. It's just that it's bad.
You will not see me there. And hey, don't hold yourself back from doing just the first one. Do the second one too while you're at it.
Guess what? I definitely own Mortal Kombat on Blu-ray, and I will watch that movie more times than I will ever watch Sonic.
I know you will.
The second
you will.
The second one's a bit hard to watch, but I will still watch it.
It doesn't exist. It doesn't
exactly. That does not exist. The first one is the only one that
exists.
One,
thank you. The first one's the only one. Because the second one's like, I will watch it, but you have to pay me
I
to watch
wouldn't.
it.
If that was on FX while I was flipping the two channels, I would keep going.
Yo,
there has to be something.
I haven't watched
HGTV.
I haven't watched FX movies in a long time. Because I used to watch that on, just on the channels back in the day.
FX is how I benchmark movies. If I'm willing to sit and watch it on FX again, it's a decent movie.
Me too. But one thing I want to add about Sonic is that, what do you think that when he on the last scene of the movie when he was going all fast speed and everything, was he using Chaos Control or that was just him?
No, that was just him himself.
Chaos Control is only done with the Chaos Emeralds.
Okay.
Yep. That's just him. That was pure Sonic
himself.
Pure Sonic. Okay.
And I think they made a great job of why he's so important. Of how he's fast enough to condense make his own energy, electricity, which makes it obviously true. Like that. Why else everybody want to catch Sonic is because he can make his own electricity, make his own power source, and it's near unlimited.
I lied. I do have a disappointment with this movie. They need more remixes of original Sonic music in the movie.
I would agree.
I can agree with that.
I love the beginning and ending scene of the way they had the 2D as well of the games and also of the cartoons and stuff. So I love how they did that as well. That was really beautiful.
Like, Sonic music is also what helps make Sonic iconic. So make that happen in the second movie, and we're gold.
Yeah, we know you guys are listening to us. We know the directors and the producer listen to us. So
I know you watch
in the movie. Definitely.
There's a good middle ground, right? So you don't want too little, but you don't want too much. Justice League had too much. They tried to mix in Batman the animated series, Superman the animated series, the Superman movie from back in the day with Christopher Reeves. Way too much. Find the right middle ground.
Yeah, just like it doesn't have to be every song ever because there's a lot of Sonic music.
Yeah,
there is a lot. So you don't have to do all of it, but Super Sonic has to be done on the big screen before I die.
Yes.
And I mean, if the corona don't get me first, I gotta see this.
Hey,
Now, why would you put that out into the universe?
I'm about to say that too. I'm
Right.
like, damn. Hey,
I
we're
am a
young
healthy
here.
young man. I'll be fine. Okay.
And plus,
But,
plus, it still has the hit in your state. If I'm correct, so you're good.
Not yet, but somewhere. So
Nearby, it's nearby somewhere. So you're totally right about that.
can we also talk about how Sonic was going into not Speedforce, but Quicksilver's kind of abilities in the X-Men movie? Like he's literally going so fast enough.
I mean,
where-
you mean every fast character ever's movement in a movie?
Well, technically, Quicksilver
no,
isn't even remotely that fast in the comics, and the
He-
movies are just copying the Flash.
He is,
It's
yeah,
true.
Technically,
They,
That is
they
true.
gave Quicksilver Flash's speed.
yeah, because
Yeah.
technically, Quicksilver is technically the slowest one out of the speed people in the comics. Technically, if you want to compare it.
Yes.
Technically,
but continue,
which-
Sam.
to have a
But
name
yeah,
like Quicksilver,
I thought
they
it was
should've
pretty
made-
good on its own from its moment, and I found it smart where Robotnik, like, wait, let me just do a slow motion to go matching up your speed, and then poof, now I'm super fast, just like you. Thanks because of a hair,
Oh, we
which
just.
I feel like it makes sense. I still say it makes sense to me.
I just want to point
Oh,
out
definitely.
that we got one of our first super chat on our podcast episode is from Anime
Anime
Daddy.
Daddy.
Keep
I'm
up
not
the good
calling you
work.
that.
Well, that's his name. Anime Daddy. Keep up the
I
good
love you,
work,
though.
weebs. So
Thank you.
appreciate that.
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. We're gonna keep it up. Trust me.
But
It's only
yes-
gonna
Oh,
get
yeah.
better.
But yes, guys, if you do want to go, put some comments, put some chats, and also any super chats, definitely ask us any questions. It's great, appreciate it. You could interrupt the show if you put any other super chats.
Because we're all paying attention,
Yes,
so don't
we are.
worry.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
guess final ratings for Sonic. If we had to give it, and I'm gonna make this difficult, out of 5,
Oh,
out of 5,
damn, I was gonna do that.
what would you give Sonic?
3.5.
I was gonna give it 3.5 as well. It's enjoyable. It's rewatchable. It definitely hit the nostalgia type of side. Like I will rewatch it, and also I wasn't cringe any times where I was like,
That's
okay,
true,
this is some bad acting like that, or the scenes. So it's definitely not like an Oscar worthy type of film. So
Mhm.
3.5, I will give it that.
I would say a 3.8 because it's better to it did its job with targeting the kids, the new kids who've never watched a lot of movies, but their parents can literally bring in their kids to go and watch this movie. Like, hey, this is my favorite video game, and they're making a movie for it, and it looks pretty decent. I hope you guys like it. I'm gonna bring my kids to watch this movie, and I think it did a good job for itself as a kids movie for Sonic the Adventures. So 3.8 sounds like a fair job for this movie.
Mhm.
Dude, you bring up such a good point. Sorry, Ray, I don't mean to
No,
interrupt.
go
but
ahead,
you
go
bring
ahead.
up a really good point because at the end, like I turned to Mia and I'm like, she got what Tails was just from how quickly you see Tails. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tails comes out of the portal, you see what Tails' power is, and then that's it. That's all you need. Like the film did a really good job of setting up what these characters can do without giving up too much, and instead of going into like game lore and all
Yes.
of that stuff, it did a really good job with that.
That is
Sorry.
one thing. That is one thing I love about the movie. It didn't pretend like you were dumb. Like it was everything they presented was what they presented. It was like you have to have played this game to understand this reference. But no, you got Sonic and
Oh,
you
yeah.
understood it no matter what level of Sonic knowledge you have. Which I appreciate when movies do that. Like it's good. And you know,
Agree.
so initially I was going to give this a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
But I was thinking actually I would give Detective Pikachu a 3 and absolutely give this a 3.5. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a really fair score for this movie. It was just a lot of fun, and I
Yeah,
appreciate movies that are fun and they know that they're fun.
Agreed.
So I appreciated that.
So, but for sure, this movie should get a sequel, and we would
yes.
all definitely watch it for sure. And again, we'll do the same thing that we do for this movie. We're just gonna review it as we enjoy what we like to watch. We enjoy fun, so let us review this movie because it's fun and not a train wreck. But
Yep.
we also reviewed train wrecks
That
too,
it
but-
could have been.
Because trust me, guys, if you guys listen to our last year episode when we reviewed the trailer, James was ready to demolish this.
Oh,
review.
James was mad.
He was
James
ready.
was
He
big
was
mad.
pissed.
I remember.
James rents are the best rents, by the way. James rents are one of the best ones. So I would give it, guys. So if you ever want to, send a bad animation clip, a bad clip of anything, or a bad anime, and you want James to watch it, just send it through the Anime Lately tweet us. Because trust me, James will give those great rants for you.
So I want to jump ahead a little bit, and I don't even know if this was mentioned. Can we talk about bad animation real quick?
Yeah.
So Seven Deadly Sins got confirmed for Netflix
For July, correct. It just got
Yes.
announced by next
How
on
y'all
Netflix.
how y'all feeling about that?
James, the question is, how are you feeling about it? Because I know he was the one that was watching it out of all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know. So
That's literally the best answer that I can give you. I just don't know.
do you think they're gonna redo anything? Like, or is it just like, are they gonna give us what they already have done?
Well, some studios, I know, for example, Black Clover, when it gets pushed to the Blu-ray, they fix the animation, they improve the animation. So, but that's also done from either the studio or that's done by also with the licensing company, aka Funimation, because they're the ones to push out the Blu-ray disc. So they could be the ones that help out Netflix. I don't know if they. I haven't heard any type of information if they do, help with animation. I don't know that. So it's a 50-50. My vote is 100%. You better fucking help the animation for 70 cents.
Before I give my thoughts, I want to say thank you, Anime Daddy, again. Recently watched Darwin's Game, liked the first couple of minutes, but found it hard to finish. Also, rewatched Domestic Girlfriend recently. What are your games?
What are your takes?
Yeah. Takes, okay.
My 2 cents of Domestic Girlfriend anime, I would say is trash. Is because they don't tell you when there's a time skip, and I really don't know the fuck out of me because I had to get told by my co-host Sam, oh, there's a time skip that happened 2 months. Like, but what time skip? It didn't even show Tom saying 2 months calendar, no nothing. There's no type of cinematography showing you. So I would just say, I would suggest to read it because I read the first 20 chapters. I never told Sam about that, but yeah, I read the 20 chapters. It's so much better. Read the manga, sadly, because anime sucks ass.
I completely agree with Miguel. The anime holds nothing towards the manga. Like, it has the same amount of drama. It has the same story that comes with it with the anime if you watch it from the beginning. But sure, throughout the entire manga series, it makes you feel it, like with the emotions, with the characters development, the story into it. That the anime kind of messed up with that time skip, and nothing made sense for it from the anime. But for the manga, it had everything and all its stories together, and it did so much of a better job. If you guys like Domestic Girlfriend as it is, touch the anime, and it's not to make you literally like when you first watch the anime and make you go hate the read the manga and makes you go first hate the anime. But it's just a better story. It's just more enjoyable to watch, even with the drama of it. It's where you almost can't take it, like where you kind of hate some of these characters, but it makes that's good. That's the good part of the manga. It makes you interested and invested into these characters where
now see
reading into it.
That is the kind of manga / anime that I just don't enjoy. I don't like drama for the sake of drama, if that makes sense. It just you have to give me reason for stuff like that. That's why I never finished Downton Abbey. I'll be very honest about that. It's one of those things where I'm like, I love character development. I love evil characters, but to see evil characters do evil things and bad things happen consistently with no end in sight is very off-putting.
So for James and Ray, and plus to the audience that don't know the premise, I'm gonna give you the quick premise. The first episode, I'm gonna just right there.
Here we go. Miguel explains anime badly. Part 2.
All right, Sam, put this in the time code right here. Let's go. Time code part. All right.
I can't see the timing, but yeah, I'll mark it. Go ahead.
All right, so guys, the first episode is where Natsuo meets a girl, but it's because they go on a date. It's because his friends get invited. Hey, let's go on a group dinner. Natsuo meets this girl. Her name is Rin, if I'm correct, that's her name. And they go on a date, and the girl say, "Hey, want to have fuck because I want to lose my virginity." Yes, that's how it happens.
No,
right?
I mean, like you worded that the way you worded it.
Okay, sorry.
You worded it.
Sorry.
Hey, you want to have fuck? That's what I heard.
Okay, you want to have sex?
That's also what I heard.
You want to have sex is what I should have said. And he says, sure, but okay, why not? And she was so codeless, very heartless about what it was. And then a week later, his dad comes like, hey, son, I know your mom has passed away. It's been a couple of years, but I'm marry this new girl. And this is the first time Natsuo finds out. Guess what? The wife that he's gonna marry to, her daughter is the girl that he just had sex with last week. So they just become stepsisters, stepbrothers. That's the first episode.
James is like, what the hell? You explain?
All right. Okay.
So guys, that is Miguel explain a anime. That's how it is.
Okay.
I'm sure.
But it gets more dramatic at that because I'll tell you this: Natsuo falls in love with the older sister that she has. He falls in, and the older sister is a teacher in his school.
I don't like this. I don't like this. Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope.
No.
Nah. Okay. All right. Thank you for your explanation of that, Miguel. Because
You never
every
watched
time
it?
you get one of those, I might read it, but I'm never watching that. Mm-mm.
Well, if you want to read and have discussion, we have a few of our Discord.
I don't want
members
to. I don't want to have to
the-
explain that to my wife. Nope. Mm.
Sam and one of our Discord members does talk about it in our Discord server. So definitely, if you guys want to have a conversation, not with me because I don't read it. So if you want to discuss it, Ray might be one of those people that would discuss it in the Discord server himself.
Sam, you'll have to let me know where I can read that. Hit me up later on.
Crunchyroll.
It's official actually on Crunchyroll. It comes out legally from them. So if you definitely want to discuss that, I think they have.
Well, I also have access to that thanks to VRV.
So we're not sponsored by them yet, but one day we will. Hopefully,
One
yeah.
day.
One
But
day.
yeah, for sure.
It's a 263 chapters.
Yeah, there's a lot of chapters. It's been
It's been going, I think, since
maybe
2017?
4 years.
2017,
yeah,
right?
3-4 years almost. Yeah, it's
That's
going
a
through the
lot.
third year. Yeah, there's a lot. It's weekly
Okay.
manga too. So like, yeah,
Damn.
it's enjoyable.
But
It's a lot of this dude tried to bang his stepsister. All right, cool.
Um,
Cool.
yeah.
I'm not gonna say
um,
anymore because it's very interesting. And
Back to Seven Deadly Sins because I really want to talk to you guys about that.
Yes.
And I know James
yeah,
is the
thank
only
you,
one that
yes.
actually watched some of it.
Hey,
Like,
Wait, well, I
me-
wanted to talk about Darwin's Game real quick.
Yeah.
oh, that's right. He did bring that up because I
yes.
didn't watch that either.
Anime Daddy again, thank you so much for that super chat, dude.
Yeah,
thank you
thank
so
you,
much.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Darwin's Game started off really, really strong for me. I still like it, but it's not as good as when it started for me.
I have to
Mm.
100% agree.
I
But
can't
it's
agree
good
with
enough
you.
for me to continue all the way until the end. I'm gonna be good. I'm having fun with it, but it started off really high for me, and it's just not at that level. So
Mhm.
I have to
just wanted to
100%.
get my thoughts there.
I have to 100% agree with that. Real quick, is that even though me and Sam reacting to it, that's one thing that we are entertained by. Sam just enjoy me reacting to it because I'm acting very stupid.
Basically, yeah.
With the scenes and the fights and everything, and how the girl just says you're my boyfriend, even though they never agreed to be dating. But the concept of how he just became a regular person in this type of survival game, but then he becomes so unique and rare in the mentality with the philosophical aspect. I'm like, so this became like a more of a Death Note type of aspect for me in my perspective. I thought there was more of a random person just jumping into a game that's very survival, but then he has to meet some type of unique person of some type of League of Assassins. I'm like, okay, you came out of nowhere, but okay, it's interesting. I still enjoying the concept and the idea, but I felt like it went more in the path where I didn't expect where to go.
Well, the thing is, like, about the series is that they're trying to build up more for Kaname, the main character of the story. Is because, and they kind of did that a little bit more with the League of Assassin girl coming after him, which it's needed, like, because he's made for war. His train of thoughts and his experience, it's really made for war, but he refuses to kill anybody. What would happen if you chose a pacifist that's a good strategist and can literally it's fantastic in war, and he's like a weapon of destruction himself. You force him to kill. When you get through the first kill, everything's legal, everything is fine. No matter
So
what
I
you will
went
not-
ahead and read the premise of this one instead of having Miguel explain it to me,
Okay.
and I'm far more interested now.
Then domestic girlfriend for
Darwin's Game
sure.
or domestic girlfriend?
Of Darwin's Game,
Okay.
not domestic
Well,
girlfriend.
Darwin's Game, I didn't really explain it. I was just saying my thoughts on it.
I know, that's why I decided not to ask. I was like, let me just go read it first, and then I'm like, okay. So I'm slightly interested because one of my favorite games is Danganronpa,
Mhm.
and I love that series. And so
I've
this seems
heard of it.
kinda ish in the same vein.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah.
I've heard of it because I think on Pro
Yo,
Cypher. Right now,
Danganronpa's wild.
I think right now,
It's
wait,
like
yes,
weird, like
yes.
the game series is actually interestingly.
I know what
it's
it is.
fantastic.
I
Yeah.
know what it
weird,
is because
but-
I know Pro Cypher right now is currently playing it on his stream, and I
Mhm.
think he's like in his part 3 stream or something. But I know he's playing it, and it's pretty interesting from what I heard. It's like about crime, sometimes murder. It's really interesting.
Not
So
really.
just
It's
essentially
more-
there are. So I'll give you the simple premise of this, at least from my recollection. They take this is a high school that takes the best of every type of thing, the best at sports, the best at taekwondo, the best of romance novels, the best of technology. They take all these put them in a school,
Mhm.
except it's a trap, and they're there to. So basically, somebody has to kill somebody without getting caught. And if that person kills somebody without getting caught, everybody else dies, and that's the only person to survive.
Yeah, it's literally like who is the best liar between the
Who
best.
can
of
be the best
entire
liar
group.
and also cover who can get away with murder?
Yeah,
essentially.
basically that's.
And you go through and it's a lot of fun. It's a long visual novel, but they're good.
Is it like the game that you showed to us? I think like 2 weeks
Sirens are
ago?
on our end, by the way, not yours.
Yes, that's my alarms. Yes, but was it you that showed 2 weeks ago? Is it like that game that you pick where the story goes? Is it like that?
Kinda, but not really. It's like you. There are failure points in the story where if you fail, you have to you don't start all the way, but you start back from a certain point.
Like think of
You have
Ace
to make
Attorney.
you have to
or
make the
like-
right decisions. Yeah.
Yeah, like think
Okay,
of Ace
cool.
Attorney,
Mhm.
the Virtue's Last Rewards games.
Yeah,
that's
Virtue's
sort of
Last
thing.
Reward and
I love
999
that
are really
series.
good examples.
I
So,
really love
yeah.
that series.
But I
and
love
it's
Danganronpa.
great.
I feel like it's the best version of that type of visual novel, but that's just me.
Alright,
So
cool.
some people be like, BLR is like the best, but I'm like, it's too serious if
Alright.
you ask me. So
But yeah, for sure. I could say similarity of Danganronpa into Darwin's game for sure, but its main
Okay.
focus
Well, that's
is
good.
towards this one guy who's really smart.
and that's
is very
fine. I'm okay with that.
protective.
That makes it a little easier to follow because Danganronpa, because sometimes there's a lot.
Interesting.
There's a lot happening.
'Cause, like,
So
they're
I'm
gonna-
gonna give this a shot.
Because at the
Cool.
moment, right now, like the main character hasn't missed a step yet.
Hmm.
But then, like once he does, he will. There's no
Hmm.
all hell breaks loose. It's nothing is ever gonna be the same again for him in the series. And since it's gonna be, this is only an anime that's 12 episodes at the moment. No, not yet not yet concrete of permanent if they're gonna have a second season. Even though the manga is still technically going in their
Actually,
last
Sam,
arc
it's
right
gonna
now.
be 11 episodes, so there's 2 episodes left.
Okay, but either way, like this is the last 2 episodes that might make or break the Darwin's Game series because
let's see.
people
Okay.
are getting bored with it. They're not too entirely focused because there are some psychological stuff into this anime series, but it gets fun. The game premise is fun to watch.
Yeah,
not
I was
like to
just gonna
play,
say
not
the game
participate.
premise is interesting. I like anime like this, like Future Diary,
Mhm.
Gantz, stuff like that. Like I like that weird game world type of thing. That's why it still works for me. It's just it's not as big as how I thought it was going to be when I started watching it.
Gotcha. I understand that. All right, cool. So my expectations are set, so I'm probably gonna enjoy it.
And now let's go
Yeah,
back
cool.
again.
I think
to
you will.
And now let's go back to Seven Deadly Sins again.
So, man, we don't have to spend a lot of time on this. It's
Yeah.
just I really do like. I like Seven Deadly Sins a lot. Like the first 2 seasons that we saw, I thought were awesome. They were a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
fun, told really good stories, had awesome action. Like I
score.
enjoyed it. But then everything that I've seen about this current season is like, oh no, everything is ruined. It's all terrible. Every single thing that I've seen, and that's not good.
Yeah, dude, it's super slow. The animation is terrible. Everything that you like about the first 2 seasons, it's gone. The magic
God,
is
that
literally
sucks.
gone.
Because I
It's-
really
it's
like
gone.
this series.
Yeah, it's really disappointing. I never thought that Seven Deadly Sins would be one of the anime that I said I just don't care anymore. I give up.
Dang,
I
That's-
just don't care anymore.
That's the same.
I'll
where,
read it, but I'm
That hurts.
done. I'm done.
that
That's-
hurts.
That's technically where me and Sam are. Like me, I don't mind still covering the manga, but the manga is supposedly the last volume in which I see it most likely ending right now. So I'm happy that's gonna be ending now. Okay, one last manga to cover, and hopefully it gets a better spin-off. Because most likely it's gonna get a spin-off with King Arthur and everything right now with its concept and the story. But I have hopes for it. I hope the animation gets improved from Netflix and everything. If they do that, that means we have better hopes for other series in the future. If it gets picked up by Netflix.
I
Stuff
mean,
like that.
from what I would hope that Netflix, and this is a hope, that there is like a quality assessment that would go on before they truly do commit to putting it on, you know,
But I
Netflix.
mean,
But
if it's already announced its date, wasn't that mean like the work from the voice actors and actresses that went into
I mean,
these
but that also means
voices?
that this could have been happening, all along, and they've just been kind of getting ready for it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's what it sounds like is there's not going to be a drastic change, but hopefully there is enough of a change that is watchable. You know what I'm saying? Because it sounds really disappointing.
It does.
And I trust James almost implicitly when it comes to stuff like this. So I'm worried, but like because I really like this, and it sucks that it sucks.
Whenever the next season is done, I'll just binge whatever I missed from the third season, watch this next season, and then be done with it. But I'm not watching it week to week. I'm not doing that.
Okay,
I can completely understand that.
I agree. That's fine.
Yep.
Because I might maybe just listen to it just for the love of the voice actors in the show series because they do a phenomenal job in the series. So I'll probably just have it over on the side just to listen to it and just.
It's ruined because everything that's happening is garbage.
It's all terrible.
I don't know. I just hope. That's it. I just hope.
I have hope as well. I feel you. I feel you on that. But what do you want to talk about next? What can you talk about Netflix?
Yeah. Oh, we want to go into news Netflix? All right, sure. So Netflix, they have a lot of news coming in. They got some news Transformers, the War of Cybertron trilogy. That's some good stuff.
That is exciting.
This looks really promising. Yeah.
I love Transformers, especially when they look cool, and they look cool.
Peter Cullen is not the voice of Optimus. This is weird.
That is weird. I'm okay. But I'm willing to be like, that's fine. This time, because
the voice sounds good, but it's like does, I've been listening to Peter Cullen
forever,
my whole life.
Yes. So I feel that some people were freaking out, and I'm like, it's gonna be all right because it does. It's not like it's completely different.
Yeah.
They try to get close enough that I'm like, all right, like I'll still notice, but
yeah.
But it's also that Netflix is getting some more mecha because it's also partnering with Clams and Kandaichi, which is part of Gundam Thunderbolt.
Yes,
Goth,
I'm okay with
Modok
this.
Scrambled, Team Rambo creators of this new anime. Like Netflix is doing some good job on their mecha side. They're getting more animes from that side.
That's how with me because I kind of missed the type of mecha wave when I was younger. I kind of ignored it or something. So me watching it now, I will feel more of a passion for it. And watch old ones and everything like stuff that I never saw. It's kind of like G Gundam, the big old stuff like that I miss. So I'm very excited for more mecha to see what has evolved since. I really want to see Transformers because I was a big fan when I was younger. I love Transformers. I love Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, Cybertron. The whole lore of that to actually see it back and also plus on Netflix. And I agree with what James said to actually have the same voice actor that I grew up with there. Like, okay, he's not gonna be there. That's pretty different. But I'm excited myself to see more Transformers and more type of mecha and also Cybertron. I hope it looks good because if it's from Netflix, hopefully not too much CG. If it is CG, just make it smooth. That's all I want.
Yeah, I mean, Netflix is doing a good job right now. I'm happy with the content they're producing. There's variety, it's different, and it's been pretty solid recently. So I'm like, yes, please, like, do because I'll be honest, because we talked about this and we didn't really talk about it since then. The second part of the Saint Seiya wasn't terrible. Like it was better than the first half, which is great, but I see them getting better, which is what I was hoping for. So, yeah.
I mean, like, is it like getting slightly better, as in like Voltron, the animated series show, in a way?
I mean, a little bit. And I'll be very honest. I wasn't like in love with the Voltron series.
Which one?
But like it was Netflix? Good. Yeah, the one on Netflix. Like it's good. Yeah. But I wasn't like a super big fan.
Oh yeah.
Dragon Prince though, I really like the Dragon Prince. Like that's cool.
Haven't seen Dragon Prince. That one I didn't actually see, so I don't know too much.
Give it a shot. Like it's pretty good.
Did you finish Saint Seiya yet or no?
That's what I was just talking about. And yes, I did.
So wanna do a quick coverage about Saint Seiya?
I mean, it was all right. Like it wasn't bad. Like I said, the first part was terrible. I hated it. But the second part was like watchable. Like I could actually watch it and
much better.
I was like, as long as it's watchable, it's fine. Because I love Saint Seiya growing up. Like it was one of the coolest manga I read when I was younger.
I grew up with Saint Seiya, the Spanish version, so I was seeing it from dub, but
because it was really
Spanish.
popular in Spanish. Like
it was
really popular
in my
yeah.
country, in Colombia. My brother grew up with it and everything, so he made me watch it.
Because you guys got Saint Seiya and Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball Z. Like those were like the first two big ones to be translated.
It was, and Saint Seiya was popular. Like Nice Saint Seiya, it was one popular, and to see it this from Netflix, bit disappointed, but it was happy seeing part 2 better. One thing I like about part 2 was actually to see a man Seiya in a gold armor actually. So I was actually hyped to see.
I'm glad they explained how the gold armor works.
It was.
It has a mind of its not mind, it's a spirit of its own. And it works.
It chooses its own type of owner. I'm like, okay, I like that they explained that. But,
so nobody truly owns a gold armor. It chooses you.
But me
it's
watching,
like Dr. Fate's helmet.
Yeah, perfect example. Perfect example. So watching.
So does it switch? Can it go to the other Knights of the Zodiac?
Yep, it can.
Kind of spoiler. That once it left Seiya, it went back to the sky and then disappeared. So it doesn't show who it went to. It just
it's basically a way for the story to be like, aha, you need a power up. Well, the gold armor's back now. So it's fine. It works.
But watching the end of part 2 kind of made me want to watch the original for the first time since I'm much older.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's perfect. I'm like, okay, it's perfect because when I watched it as a kid, I was a kid. Like I was 5 years old. I don't remember much of it. But now that I'm much older, I can actually watch it and see how it was when I was younger. So I may watch the original actually for the first time with my actual first eyes to actually see it. So I'm really excited for it because Netflix, with their adaptation, with all due respect, kind of been let down with part 1 and part 2 overall. Still entertaining with part 2, but it made me want more and actual character development and much better pacing because I felt like the pacing was improved, but
it was much better than the first half.
Yes.
Miguel, I have.
Yeah, but Netflix is doing a good job with its new shows that's coming in. Beastars is coming in this Friday. Castlevania season 3 came out, and that was good. That was really good. We'll talk about that next week with a full review for it.
I'm catching up tomorrow. Yeah, so yeah.
So
I'll try to catch up. I'm still in season 1.
Yeah, because Ray is gonna watch with us. Me and Sam already watched all 3 seasons. So once Ray watches with us. And maybe if James watches it, we'll all do a full review of season 3 and how great it was. My opinion is one of the best seasons, but that's all I'm gonna say until next week.
But for sure, like Netflix is doing okay job. They're not doing bad. It's not like all their animes is not missing. It's just if they know what I wouldn't say if they know what's good for them, like try not to have season 3 of 7 Deadly Sins. Because I'm afraid that people who first walk in to enjoy anime and Seven Deadly Sins was their first anime to go into. It was the first stepping stones for them to go and research for more anime series.
Nah, they have to experience disappointment just like the rest of us. It's a journey.
That is very true. And the perfect example is just like baseball, soccer, or any type of game in sports. Some people hit and miss. Just like Netflix, some people hit and miss. Some you shoot, you get 5-star ratings like Castlevania, your top 5 throughout the past 2 weeks, whatever it is. Or some you miss. And also so Sam, it's not Netflix's fault, it's the studio's fault. So that's how you can't really see it. That's Netflix's fault.
I'm not saying it's not Netflix's fault. It's more like I don't want them to like be hurt even more because I want them to succeed more for anime.
It's just like it's just like James said. Once it came in, Warner Brothers did Batman v Superman, and that failed, but they still move on and did more movies. And it's like at the end of the day, company studios move on, and they really can't do nothing about it. But I really want to say that James, I know you're happy to see the comment section that you saw somebody shooting out No Game No Life.
Yeah, No Game No Life is one of my favorite anime. I love it so much. Like it's so short. It's one of those anime that I wish got more seasons, but I get it.
I still haven't seen it, so
same.
Yeah, one day
do yourself a favor.
Do
it.
Like I said, I take your word for it. So I will put it on the list
because they're an OP duo, but their intellect is just higher than everyone else's, and that's how they win. That's how they beat everyone. Just with their intellect.
It came out in 2014, and it's only 12 episodes, one season.
Mm-hmm. But I think the manga series is still going for No Game No Life.
I'm going to put a plan to watch. You see, I just added it to my plan to watch on my anime list, and then
Don't
I
forget the
need you to add
movies.
Gundam 00 to that watch list.
all right, I'm gonna
Not
do this
before
right now.
you add Iron Blooded Orphans. Let me tell you right now.
I'm gonna add Gundam 00 right now.
I prefer
Very
Gundam
good.
00.
Wait,
Iron Blooded Orphans is better.
wait, which one is it? Is it called Mobile Suit Gundam 00?
No, I believe it's just Gundam 00, isn't it?
Yeah, it should
Ray?
it should be a mobile. They all are like Mobile Suit Gundam.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
00.
You know
okay.
what? Fuck it. Add all the Gundams to your list.
All right,
No,
yes, okay.
don't add all of them because most of them are space operas, which are awesome, but they take a lot of time to tell the story.
That's
Alright,
what I said 00. It's not that long. Thunderbolt,
It's
that's
25
not that long.
episodes. 25 episodes. So
Watch, I'm telling you, watch Iron Blooded Orphans. It tells a fantastic story and it's got incredible Gundam
yeah.
action.
All right,
It's
add
so
it
great.
good.
Right now. Iron
It's great.
Blood.
That's on Netflix, so you can watch it from there too.
Wait.
I feel like at this point it's a good entry level Gundam. I really do.
It is.
Iron Blood.
Then-
Okay, I see it. Mobile
And
Suit
then when you're
Gundam,
ready to
Iron
get
Blood.
wild, I need you to watch Seed and Unicorn.
Yes, dude.
Mobile Suit Gundam Iron Blood
you
Orphans.
can add
Especially
Wing
Seed
into
for
the
me.
list too.
Alright.
Seed like those. This is where they were like, well, let's make Gundam as wild as we can make, like the suits themselves. Let's just make them
Yes.
absolutely crazy, and they do.
I
So-
just added both of those two Gundams to my analyst, and it will be watched soon. So
Okay,
I'll
guys.
just-
Ah,
Let's
see,
move. Oh,
I did it right there.
Thank you,
on
Mia
that.
Francis.
Mia's here. Hi,
thank
Mia.
You. Thank you for that $5.
Thank you so
Hey guys,
much.
thank you, Mia. Appreciate that.
All right, so we're gonna go into our next news because of the. Excuse me, guys. 1 second. Sorry,
Oh my,
Sorry.
he's gonna do it.
Say,
I'm
oh,
getting very
he got.
thirsty right now, guys.
Yeah, he's just thirsty. There's no sickness here. It's all good.
He's gonna do it,
No.
guys. Wow. Then I really expect him to do it on screen, but okay.
He's taking. Wait, what are you drinking? Sam!
He has a drink with a mask on it. He can't read it.
Good. I'm glad. Good job, Sam.
That was refreshing. Thanks, guys. Because of the coronavirus outbreak, Anime Japan 2020, E3, Coachella, which was supposed to have the Hatsume Miku live performance, and now Dragon Ball Symphony Adventures concert are canceled. However, Coachella has been moved to October, but who knows if the Hatsune Miku concert will follow through in that time as well.
Well, that's something pretty big news. And also, Rose, we right now talking about that right now, so that's a perfect opportunity to talk about that. Is Anime Expo gonna be canceled as well? I hope not, because I want to go this year.
Anime Expo is gonna get canceled.
Oh yeah,
It might actually get
it's
canceled.
too
like-
risky, dude.
Yep,
It's
it is.
too
really
At this
3
point,
weeks
it's
to
too
have
prior
risky.
of
so
where
many
E3
people
is,
together in a closed space.
And
It doesn't make sense.
The headline you don't want: coronavirus outbreak at Anime Expo. You don't want that. Like you
That's it. The headline.
you don't
no.
want those headlines because they would be
No.
everywhere, especially with the way this is going.
That's
So,
why E3 is canceled.
Like it's
E3 getting
sad.
canceled today. It's just something I didn't expect.
E3 getting canceled is huge. It's the first time since it started in 1995 that there will not be an E3.
but it is
That's
smart.
insane. It's very smart, but it's crazy. This is it's getting to like this is a serious matter. Like it legitimately is.
is.
There are people
It
dying.
is.
There are people getting sick. Like I'm glad that these businesses are taking the precautions to make sure people are staying safe. It's like, yeah, I get it. Oh well, I'm not gonna get sick. You could say that all you want. That's fine, but it's all about public health, and that's what matters. So I get why these things are being canceled and postponed. I understand it. I don't
Health-
mind because we're gonna get it at some point anyway. And now we're probably going to get it in a more direct format, which is digital. We won't have to be waiting and guessing to see what information comes out. They're just going to give it to us.
Agreed. Like health is important. That's the first and important thing that everybody should know. Health is important no matter what concern, no matter what kind of news that's out there. Everybody's panicking, everybody's scared, everybody do not want to be in like a full public place with a whole crowd of people. They don't want to have any chances with the coronavirus, which is understandable. Like you have to do what you have to do for the public, for the people, and if anything, go more of towards live streaming. Maybe go on Twitch and
That's
announce what you need to do in
that
the
is-
shows.
This is
That's-
what we're hoping for.
That is what I'm hoping for because Anime Japan is taking that route since they got canceled a week ago or 2 weeks ago. They got canceled because of what is going on with the coronavirus, and they're gonna live stream the whole thing with Bleach and everything, and plus some other news that they want to also announced. Hopefully that's something that Ray said also on Twitter.
So let's-
that hopefully that E3, if also as well, and Expo does get canceled. Hopefully they take this route for Crunchyroll or some of the studios live stream these events, and also still have that we will be in the chat, or we will live stream ourselves reacting to it as well. So something hopefully they learn from other.
We live in a
cons.
time now more than ever where live streaming content is very accessible and so easy to do. So this is all completely possible and can be done well, to a point that we're not going to really miss a year of these things not happening because they can't do it well in a digital format. That is okay. That's not saying that they'll never happen again, but I do want to say that they can do it digitally, and it'll be fine this time.
Yeah, I mean, because so hear me out, right? You can do it digitally. I think it makes more sense going forward to do a lot of these things on stream, but at the same time, they make more money with people
absolutely.
the conventions and buying merch at the conventions. That's where
conventions are an experience. Like, yeah. So
you're selling the experience too. So it's like if you go to stream, you're relying on donations, you're relying on like subs and shit like that, and you still have to put on the same production. You still have to pay almost the same amount of people to put on the show.
And I'm thinking at that point, what do you rely on? Because people don't have to sub if you're giving it away. I know that
exactly.
So who is it? It is BlizzCon. They charge for a virtual attendance to their con, which is possible. They could. There's some of them that could do that. Like you pay a virtual, like you pay a fee, you get a virtual like gift bag with some stuff in it from the Blizzard stuff. And
they can do that for like $5, and people.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've paid $25 for a virtual ticket to an event because of the stuff that they were giving along with it.
That's great.
So there's a lot of cool stuff that comes with
there are options, but it's going to take some convincing for people to see the value and stuff like that.
Agreed.
So I get it, and I know some people are like, oh well, why don't we just make all this stuff digital forever? No.
It's because
this is happening because there's literally a pandemic happening right now.
Yeah.
Plus, it's something that I hope that the company, the board, and the people that handle the cons can also learn from this. What can we improve on next year when we come back? What can we do better from the live streaming concept? What can we do better to improve for our audience to actually have that type of community? Because if you just don't have a connection because you did better with the streaming, I'm like, no, we want to go meet other people, other fans, other YouTubers. We want to meet the devs, the people, and the people that does Dr. Stone, Crunchyroll, that does BlitzCon. We want to have that type of community aspect. It's more entertaining as well, just to meet other people and just play games, watch the anime with them, stuff like that, and just talk to them. So it's much better. But this is something that we're learning year by year. We're improving with our technology.
We have some more comments in my chat. Seguin One says, "Did you guys actually heard about Robot Tech anime from Sony is making more live action films?"
Yeah, so Robotech. I was just about to bring this up. So
yes, I'm a fan of Robotech.
In 2017, this is when they started talking about this.
It was old.
I don't know when it's gonna happen. Same. I don't know when or if, because they also talked about a Gundam Wing movie. I think it can be done. Look at Pacific Rim. The first one, because the second one doesn't exist.
It does exist. It's just not good.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I haven't seen
but
the
it's like
I haven't seen the
it can be done. A mecha style anime can be done.
Absolutely, and it can be done well.
I don't know. Find the right director.
Find the right director and give the right script. Like it's got to be the good story.
It has to be the right script.
Yeah. But we also saw. I think was it. We said the Gundam back in the movie. Ready Player One.
It was just like a small minute.
They could absolutely do a CGI Gundam, and they can make it.
But that was a 3-minute cameo.
Yeah, but it was still great.
But there's no story around it. That doesn't really sell.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that. We saw it like that, and that could actually be much better with a much longer route with the movie. If they have it in that good type of animation CG, where they have it actually in a bigger budget by Sony or whoever. If they have a good script, like you guys were saying,
and I feel like Robotech isn't like super anime enough that like normal audiences could consume it and be fine.
All right, Anime Daddy, thank you for joining us from the chat. Thank you for that $1.99, guys.
Yes, thank you, Daddy. We'll miss you.
Anime Daddy, thank you so much.
Wow, may the real Daddy please stand up. He did, and he left. Thank you very much.
Robotech. I like Robotech. I enjoyed the Robotech games; they were fun. But I feel like if we were going to like bring a mecha to the public, that's a really good place to start.
I would
But,
agree.
but-
Definitely do not do Darling the Franks anime because that would be a weird acid trip.
I don't think you can make Darling in the Franxx happen in our current political culture.
Yeah, you can't. You really
I don't
can't.
think you can make that happen.
That would be
was
weird.
this?
That would be.
I mean, they would have to completely rewrite and adapt that to make it happen.
Yeah, to
So,
change the whole script and then be like, okay, here's a whole different story.
yeah.
But yeah, like continuing on with our coronavirus news.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! I was like,
Okay.
okay, Sam's gonna transition. Nice.
So,
Nice
are
transition,
you
but
gonna
no.
take a shot every time someone says coronavirus? Because
I don't
that
mind
could get
doing that.
fun.
It's a pretty big bottle of Corona right here. Anyway.
All right, guys.
So
If,
let's move.
for those
but-
that are listening for the next, let's say 30, 40 minutes left, definitely, please put out coronavirus in the chat and for Sam to take a shot every time.
All right. Let me just continue on for our
Coronavirus
next
super
news.
chat.
Oh yes.
This is chat. Okay, got
Definitely.
you. Anyway, so since Anime Japan has been canceled, Bleach 20th anniversary project and Tire Kubo project will be announced through an event on March 21st, starting at 9:45 a.m. And there's actually a countdown in that website.
What time zone is that?
I think it's Japan's time zone.
Oh, okay. So we'll have to be up early.
I think maybe that
Oh,
night
is it late?
for us.
Is
It's
it
a
late?
night for us. Yeah.
We have to be up late. Okay.
I'm gonna check right
Dude.
now while you guys talk. I'm gonna check that right now.
All right,
Then
cool.
It's cool though. Like that website literally shows different panels of every characters of Bleach, and like gives a countdown.
I just
for
want
it.
Bleach to come back. Please, please, please. And I mean, we still have no confirmation on what kind of Bleach story it is. Is he going to continue it? Is it a continuation of the story? Is he redoing the story? We have no idea. So,
But then if he is redoing the story, follow it like Hunter x Hunter. Get rid of all
yeah,
your fillers.
is it like a Bleach Kai, which
So,
would be
I just found it.
badass?
So it is 8:45 p.m. EST. So that means
Okay,
7:45
all right.
for you.
That's not bad. I'll be up
Not
for that.
bad.
Yeah.
8:45, not bad.
So that'll be like March 20th for us. So
Wait,
that's
let me go back.
because like it's like
It is
more
March
than-
20th at 8:45 p.m.
Oh, even
9 days.
better.
Yeah, even
Yes.
better. Friday,
Mhm.
even better. Like we can actually maybe Twitch and live stream that or
Yeah.
something like that. But that's cool. Definitely can't wait. So we know it's at least Bleach news, and hopefully it's continuation of the anime series. We need that. We
I
need
want-
that.
I know I'm in the minority. A lot of people
So-
want to end the, have the last arc animated.
Well,
I want a
Emo and-
movie. I want
Emo in chat says a sequel. I would be okay with a sequel.
I
to
could be
Bleach.
okay with the
me
sequel
too.
too.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like a movie and redo like some type of Brotherhood version because
I don't think they could do a movie,
No, no,
but a
Can't do
Brotherhood
Bro- they
version.
Can't do Brotherhood version.
I
Sorry.
would
I
like-
know. I would love a Brotherhood
I
love
version
it.
of Bleach.
I would love a Brotherhood
Yeah.
version because you could just cut out all the filler. You have the content out already there. Redo it and then just do the last arc with main animation of 2020 because the animation from the Bleach original is 480p. I don't mind still
I mean,
watching it.
and it was still fun to watch.
It was still fun to
So,
watch. Still be
yeah.
watching now.
I mean,
But
it's
reuse-
cool
but
if
reuse
the
the old
voice
music, though.
actors, the voice
Yeah,
actors
the-
to come back and redo
Man,
this.
that old music
and-
was hype.
And after like you already did this the first time, and at least this time you cannot mess it up now because this is like your second chance to revoicing these characters for Bleach and stuff like that.
James, did you watch Bleach? You a fan of Bleach at all?
I am. I didn't finish it though.
Okay, and that's completely fine. Like,
You didn't finish the anime or the manga?
The anime.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's understandable.
like it's. I will say that the way it ends is okay. The way the manga ends is. So
Like
Did the
I
anime
definitely like
end
it.
with
It's just one of
the,
those things where I
sorry.
just didn't have
I
time.
mean, it gave us I feel like it gave us one of the better antagonists. Period for anime of that time. Like
Aizen,
straight up,
Hell yeah.
Aizen was. If you look at Aizen's plan from start to finish, it's awesome. And I'm not going to go into what's happening. So, but yeah, it's crazy.
Didn't they end the anime with the Fullbringer people in the arc and stuff like that?
In the
No,
anime,
they didn't.
yes.
Mm-mm.
In the anime, they ended
They
with a
did.
Fullbringer. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the anime was Fullbringer. The last fight was Fullbringer. Yes, right.
No, it wasn't. it wasn't.
Fact check.
It was the anime. I'm not gonna spoil it for James because I don't know what the last thing James saw was. But Fullbringer was not the last anime thing.
I thought it was because I did remember watching parts of it, or they spoke about it, and you have these people's into this.
They go all the. No, there's more than.
Was there like another filler arc in a way?
No,
for
there's
it?
a final story arc.
The last
Bleach
one
anime?
was Bleach season 15. It was the Fullbringer.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Are
looking
you
at.
talking about in English?
No, I'm looking
English.
at the sub.
No.
The sub is the Fullbringer. Crunchyroll
No.
don't have the dub.
There was more than that.
Look in the group chat. I'm gonna send it to you right now so you can at least see.
Do you remember how? How do I say this without saying it? Because it happened,
Just say
and
it.
that's how they end it. I know, because like this, it's the true ending.
Wait, so you would say the anime is the more true ending than the manga's ending?
No. The manga has an ending, but like the anime has an ending as well.
That he just lost his powers again. That's a Fullbringer. At the end, I just sent you right there in the group chat.
But they don't go through it.
Yes, but all I know is that last arc with episode 366 is the Fullbringer arc.
But they don't end it, so you can't call it the arc because they don't end it.
Yes, that is definitely true.
So that's what I'm saying. They don't end it, so you can't call it the arc.
And Kendall says Ray is right in a discussion. Okay, I guess Ray is
Thank
right.
you very much.
All right, Kendall, I guess that's it. All right, move on up then because it seems like, all right, I'm gonna just shut up then. Woo.
I mean, like, I remember watching that Fullbringer arc, and I don't necessarily know if they really finished it and whatnot, but I mean, it's there. At least it's there. I don't know
I
if it's finished
studied
or not.
abroad that year, and all I did was watch Bleach at 4 a.m. So I know.
Damn, 4 a.m.
Like a
Ooh,
true anime person, anime taku.
that's definitely true.
But for sure, with the coronavirus, ReZero, the second season got pushed to July. I know, guys. Like, is this on me? And I don't even know that is that possible if I say it. Does that count as a shot too? But
Yes,
I
it
was about to
does.
say it does because you said it. I'm
Mhm.
like, why you not drinking? Because you said it.
yeah.
Not lie. While I was saying the drinking, I'm sad for ReZero got pushed. Because I was reacting to season 1 being the director's cut, but at the same time, it's like it in the movie industry right now. The coronavirus is also affecting the box office right now with some of the movies, and also getting pushed with what happened last week with the movie 007, No Time to Die. So the same thing like right now with ReZero 2. It got pushed for the with the summer season. Stuff like that might still be happening with some anime right now before hit spring. Some movies as well that still hasn't been announced that will be pushed. We don't know that yet. And stuff like this, like Ray said, is a big epidemic that's happening worldwide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Like we can't we don't know what's really truly going on, what's happening inside Japan. Like maybe like they're more like they want everybody to stay home and not come into school, which is happening for many countries and states here in the US as well.
Yeah,
and
I have
outside
so
the
many
country.
friends on Facebook telling me that they've been sent home from work.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
really?
Or
that.
school. They're being kept. The
school.
kids are being kept home from school. Yep.
there's
Mhm.
truly
Oh,
is
yeah.
from school too, but they still gotta
Oh,
go
yeah.
to work.
Oh yeah, school is canceled, stuff like that. I've heard. I wish my job was telling me, "Hey, Miguel, go. Can you go home?" Like, okay, more videos to do, more stuff to edit. Yay, more.
See,
time
I
for-
could just work from home, so that wouldn't work for me.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
hey, Miguel, isn't it great that we do some content where we don't need to leave our home? And
Yeah, that'd be
videos
great.
And everything?
But for James, it's like, wait, am I supposed to do my work or am I supposed to do the work that I'm supposed to get paid for? Which one do I do? Decisions.
I mean, it's just a condition that placed on you that you had no control. Where work that pays you tells you you have to stay home to do your work because we can't risk it. Okay, while you're at home, you're still getting paid to do what you usually do in the work office, and you like to work on the stuff that you do like to do at the same time. Hey, best of both worlds, if you ask me.
For James, I could tell that he don't like it. Right, James? You're like, hey, get away, guys, do. But last thing to follow up this topic, do you guys think that this will continue happening if this type of epidemic continues?
Until they get it contained or to a point where they've like identified how to test people for it accurately, I feel like yes, this is going to keep
Mhm.
happening.
Oh yeah, it's gonna keep
Sure.
happening, dude. China is a huge market for the movie industry, for a lot of other
Mhm.
industries, and the coronavirus is everywhere. It is
Yeah.
all over the place. And from a business standpoint, it doesn't make sense to have these events and do all of these things where they're not able to make such a huge amount of their money because
Mhm.
people aren't going to want to go, or it's just dangerous to have that many people together because you could spread it all over the place. Like, Could you imagine E3, them keeping E3 and having all of these people together? One person has coronavirus, gives it
That's all
to
it
someone
takes.
else,
Yep.
and these people come from all over the world to go to E3. Like, you're just spreading it. It doesn't make sense. Like, No Time to Die has been pushed to November.
And
Something I can't
coronavirus. Yeah.
was pushed to October. So that just gives you an idea of the I'm sorry, so I'm
All
just
right, no,
giving
go
you
ahead.
a window of what these businesses are thinking of, how long this is going to be a thing where they won't be able to do anything.
Right. When nobody has, there is no end in sight, unfortunately.
Exactly,
It's just,
like-
it's one of those things where it's better safe than sorry. So
And like everybody travels. There's a lot of people that travel. We don't necessarily know of who gets it and how it's been getting it or how exactly it's being traveled around where people are able, like, because I know Italy, they close off their borders
That's
because
crazy.
they're in a
That-
huge dangerous condition right now, and literally people who flew from Italy to the US to New York is what kind of going on right now.
man,
It's
we
that-
can't even talk about Italy. They basically closed Italy.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
Dude,
like,
if you have the coronavirus, if you are 100% positive with coronavirus, if you sneeze, you can give it to someone else.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, absolutely.
it's
Mhm.
airborne in that way.
Mhm.
Where you sneeze, someone else breathes that in, they will get it.
And that's what
Like,
happens.
Crazy.
For sure, just at that point, just stay inside your home. Like, just stay. Just wait until
Wash your hands.
wash hands
thank you.
constantly.
Like that
Wash
is
your
with
face.
soap.
wash
With soap.
wash your legs,
All right.
wash your body. Yes,
Okay.
please.
That just threw me up the leg thing. That just threw
With
my
soap.
whole.
Listen,
my whole thought
let's not
process.
even get into that because nope, I'm not even gonna get into it because it makes me mad thinking about it.
All right, let's get into something very serious. About the coronavirus. Okay, that's 3 times for Sam. So,
Come on, you gotta at least make it like better to smooth transition, right?
it's because I'm confused. For us to have this epidemic, we have to be having this clean hand sanitizer, clean in tissues and everything, cover our nose and everything. But then, what happens once we're out of this epidemic? Do people go back to being dirty? That's what I'm hoping.
Yes,
don't
they
happen.
I mean,
Absolutely
they
will.
will.
Yeah.
They shouldn't, and
That's what I'm
it
hoping
shouldn't be
for.
this big thing because you
Don't
should
stop
be
them.
washing your hands
Thank you.
constantly anyway.
That's why I'm hoping that don't happen. Once
Doors are gross. Do you know how many people touch doors?
Dead.
And you know what
Wash
they
your
touched before they
fucking
touched that
hands.
door? Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't want to know.
I don't want to know
Exactly.
either.
I don't want to know.
So that's the thing that I'm not worried about more. There's like hope our society and people, like, once we're past this epidemic and we're all good and can move on, hopefully people could still continue being clean with hand sanitizer, having tissues,
won't.
They might
cover your
not,
mouth
no.
when you sneeze, everything, stuff like that. Is hope that continues, because hearing that stores are running out of hand sanitizer, tissue, and everything, I'm like, okay, that's a good and a bad thing. But at the same time, hopefully that continues when we move on out of this epidemic and everything, with the cons and everything, and it shows how to be much cleaner with our society. That's something that I hope, in the positive side, helps our society, with us to move on in a much cleaner route.
Yeah, guys. Even without the coronavirus or any other diseases or any other kind of stuff, just continue washing your hands. Keep your hands clean. Like, literally, just don't be dirty. Do not be
Yeah, don't be gross.
disgusting.
Just wash your damn hands, please.
Like,
Come on now.
Like, it
That's
doesn't,
virtual.
like, you don't have to do it all. Well, do it every time.
No, you
go
have to do it all the time, Sam. No, there is
All
no
the time.
leeway.
Sorry, all
Morning,
the time.
day,
All the
night,
time.
Do it while you sleep as well. Have a hand sanitizer while you sleep as well. Clean your hands there too.
That's a little bit much, but okay, I see your point.
I mean, like, if you're not too sure of anything, think, what would a germaphobe do? And then you probably get the right answer.
And
from
Kirk
that.
is right though. It is a pandemic, not an epidemic.
Yeah.
Pandemic.
Thank you.
Uh,
Pandemic, yes.
But I would like to talk about some good news now.
Yes.
And so can we talk about the Crunchyroll news? I would love to talk
Oh
about
yeah,
yeah,
that.
straight
yes.
up.
Dude.
So
I'm
this
really
news has
excited
been here
about that.
for a while, and we haven't
We haven't talked about it yet.
And it's been a while. It's great that we're going to talk about this now. Crunchyroll unveils 7. Yes, count it, 7
Siete.
Crunchyroll originals. And those are Tower of God, which will be
Yes!
premiering next season in spring 2020. Cool.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be
Noblesse.
sick.
I'm actually excited for this, and they only have like 1 episode and like a movie for this, and it was actually good. And manhwa series for it, great. And I can't wait for that if they were to continue.
The God of High
God
School.
of High School.
I'm excited for that.
Also good. Yes.
Very excited for that.
Freak Angels.
I don't know
I'm
what
not
the
too
hell
sure
that
what
is.
that is,
Thank
actually.
you.
I'm
'Cause I'm
not,
like,
idea.
what is that?
I'm not sure what that is either.
I hope it's what I think it
is.
is.
Oh wow! I just got it. I just got it. You're Luffy. I just got it. I know what it means. Yep.
Inspector, which is currently playing this right now in the season.
Mhm.
Onyx Equinox.
Don't know what the hell that
interesting
is.
name. It's actually pretty cool.
Don't lie. I thought it was a Pokemon. I'll just say that.
I mean, Onyx is a Pokemon, but Onyx is also a
No, but I'm saying I thought it was a
It's a
Pokemon
stone.
with a drink
Yeah.
as well. So that's what that was.
Meiju Genkin, Sword and Gun. Interesting. High Guardian Spice.
So
I like it.
I'll say these 7 are excited for the spring season for Tower of God guys for our fans of the channel. We don't know who's reacting to it yet. It might be Ray.
Dip.
He did dip it first because I said, hey, this is what we want to react to in everything, the draft. And he said, Uncle Devil, like, okay. I'm
Okay,
like,
go right ahead.
he
Take it.
did it. So it's great. And also comes out Wednesdays. So that's very
Perfect
exciting.
for me. That's perfect for me. That's the perfect day for me.
And then after that, me and Sam watches it, and then we could talk about it on the podcast if we still continue, having the podcast every Wednesday. So it's very exciting. Got a high school. I'm very excited for myself as
Yeah,
well
I heard good things
since
about
I
that
see
too.
so much freaking talk about it on Twitter. So I'm very excited for God of High School.
Noblest, I'm very interested into. The series ended last year, and I liked it. I kind of liked how, from beginning to the end, how it ended and how it all came together. But for sure, I'm not too sure about the other series on Webtoons. Well, me and Miguel are watching Inspector.
That's
Yes.
okay.
We
And
thought
I
it was.
feel-
We thought it's okay. It's pretty interesting.
It is okay. It is interesting. I'll give it
It's
that. And that's
okay.
what I like about these. They're originals and they are interesting. I want more of this though going forward. I
Agreed.
love that
Same.
Crunchyroll is now adapting originals. That's awesome. This is
Yeah.
really good
And
news.
there's something that I like and will agree what you're saying, Ray, is because it's something that Crunchyroll has the power to do so to like
Mhm.
Funimation. It's something that I'm glad that they've been doing this over the past couple of years, having more dub and also now doing their own originals, doing their own anime. So stuff like that, I'm happy for them. Yes, some people have their own gripe with Crunchyroll or Funimation, whatever it is, but no company is perfect. They do the best they
Nope.
can, and all them make mistakes, and they do the best they can. So I'm very excited for that. But the one I'm really curious about it, with no puns, Freak Angels. What is it, and where's that like more is it about? I have no knowledge for it. If it is that route of etchiness, I have no
It's not.
problem.
Probably not.
You know what? I'm actually search Freak Angels right now.
Yeah,
on the spot.
I was just gonna look it up.
About to say, do you guys have Webtoons? Like you should be using. I use Webtoons almost just as much as I'm using Shonen Jump. So
I never ever use it actually.
Never
I
had
love it.
some
Like I
Webtoon
love it. There's so
stuff.
many interesting. Like when I'm like, I just want something different. That's
Mhm.
not a mainstream thing. I will go into Webtoons and just click in
So-
a random genre
So
and
question.
read something.
So
Yeah,
question about Webtoons. So let's talk about Webtoons real quick. So Webtoons, is it free or do you have to pay for it?
it is free.
It's free, okay. And so you can just grab any series and just read it, or like it just
Yes.
goes
Yeah.
down.
Yeah,
Okay.
go, yeah, it's free.
So
Go out.
Freak.
Like, because
Angels.
Webtoons, if I'm correct, they're all new artists, manga and artists who just wants to create a manga or create a series and whatnot, and they upload it up onto Webtoons so that people can just freely go into it and read and see if they like it, see if they enjoy it. And people have been doing that for a very long time because there's have been very good series in
Well,
Webtoons.
Freak Angels not on Webtoons.
So it's not a Webtoon. This one is different. It's a different publisher for that one.
Interesting.
Is
Most of these
Tower
other
of
ones
God a
can be.
webtoon?
Yes.
Yes, I
I
think
think
Tower
so,
of
yeah.
God,
Mhm.
God of
Okay.
Tower of God.
I've
is high school.
I've read Tower
Webtoons.
of God, but on Manga Rock
See
Okay.
that? Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and Solo Leveling. I
Oh.
also read that on Manga Rock.
Wait,
I
you
read
read?
Solo Leveling on the .net.
Yeah, because that's not the official site. Because it used to
Yeah.
be on Webtoons, but then it left. It left Webtoons to have its own site, which
Uh-huh.
that's great because that means it got
Mhm.
more of a popularity,
Traction.
following.
exactly.
So
Huge traction.
that's
Yep.
congrats for it.
I mean,
Me,
if you guys are gonna keep reading more Webtoons, I suggest Bastard is good. That's
What is
Okay.
the other one?
horror,
There's
though.
another one that I really like.
so
It's this one where this chick is in love with the final boss of this dungeon that they keep trying to defeat.
Oh, I think
It's
I read
so
that
good.
one. I think I read that.
What's it called?
called?
I think it's Mage and Demon Queen.
Yes, I read that too. Actually,
Yes,
I'm liking
it's
it.
it's
fun.
it's
So,
definitely
I'm
it's
gonna
like
read-
I need to write all
though.
of these down.
So
Yes.
I'm gonna read the quick synopsis of Freak Angels. 23 years ago, 12 strange children were born in England at exactly the same moment. 6 years later, the world ended. This is a story of what happened next. So welcome to Witch Chapel. Some years from now, just barely above ground in a flooded England, where a clan for themselves, a life that starts to show big cracks when a girl called Alice from Manchester turns up with a shotgun and a grievance. Having met the lost prodigy last freak angel who had very different ideas about what they should do with themselves and this flooded future England, because the freak angels have a big secret. Something very bad is their fault.
That
Interesting.
sounds like something. That sounds like something that you would describe something and you just wrote it down or something.
I mean, this is one of those things where
This is the
I've only-
synopsis that I read right
that
here.
sounds interesting, but it also sounds like stuff we've heard.
Yeah, it's very vague with the the war ended. There's the last 12 people, and but only 6 of them out here. I'm like, okay, so something there's a post-apocalyptic. I'm like, okay, sounds something interesting.
Is it like Seraph of the End kind of?
Well, there's a lot of volumes for it. There's 6 volumes, and I think I see another 8th one. So it's still like it's very popular to have 8 volumes of it at least. So that's good. So it's something to look look out to about Freak Angels. But the ones that have my interested that I haven't heard much about is Midget Kraken and Onyx Queenix. I think I pronounced it.
Equinox.
Those are the 2 that I'm intrigued by because I don't know much about it. And for you to have a title called Sword and Gun is very interesting.
For sure. Like we're
I
interested.
mean,
we
the
don't
ones
know.
I want: Tower God,
Same.
God of High School.
Mhm.
Those are the ones I want.
And wants Nobilis too. Add Nobilis.
I mean, I'll add it for sure. I'll add
Yeah,
it, but no,
it's
those
good.
are I need those. I want
If
For
anything,
me,
watch
I'm
the
the-
first episode or watch episode 0, which is like
Yeah.
just an hour movie. It's like
Okay.
a prequel of the entire series. It's actually cool.
Wait,
I'm down with
It's
that.
really cool.
Wait, so I'm confused. Is nobody's did it come out already, or is this a new
So-
season?
So this is just hopefully the whole season, but what came out was episode 0, which was like a movie, the
Okay.
prequel of what happened to the Nobilis before the entire story started. And episode 1 is literally the first couple chapters of the Nobilis series, and
Okay.
it's cool.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
It's cool. It's think with Nobilis, he's like Dracula, but
Mm.
even more OP, and he's like very silent. Yeah, he barely talks at all, but you know, like it's usually the quiet ones sort of story.
That you
kind
have
of
to look
thing.
out to. Okay.
Yeah.
And James, you was gonna say something?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say I'm the type of person I kind of just pick anime based on how cool I think the names sound. So if I didn't know anything about these, like I would instantly watch Tower of God,
Okay.
God of High School, Inspector, Sword and Gun.
Yep, and you're sorry.
That's where I would start,
Makes sense.
and then I would just watch the others.
I can completely understand that. I get
Yeah.
it.
That's
You have a
what
good title to catch you into. Yeah.
that's what I would do as well. I'm gonna see what does Sword and Gun look like. Webtoons. Let me see how does this one look like. Is it on Webtoons? Hopefully, it's on Webtoons.
I don't. Technically, they haven't really said they're all from Webtoons. It just said it's Crunchyroll
Right, they're just
originals.
the originals. They pulled
Yeah.
some from Webtoons. They're
Yeah.
not all Webtoons.
Yeah,
I guess I
yeah.
want to clarify that they're
Yeah.
not all Webtoons.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not all Webtoons.
So
That one's not Webtoon.
they're just
either.
their originals from different places.
Like the first 3 I've listed: Tower of God, Nobilis, God of High School.
Oh, yeah.
They're from Webtoons.
Mhm.
Inspector, they're not. It's not
What do you-
Webtoons. It's actually a manga series. Onyx Equinox is, I think, it's a light novel. Because some of these are also from light novels as well.
Last question
Mhm.
about this Webtoons. What do you guys think about Solo Leveling coming to get an anime adaptation? Do you think guys?
Good.
No,
It's
but,
gonna be
like,
nuts.
Do you guys
it's
think
gonna
this
be
will happen
absolutely
next year, or get announced this year and come out next year, or you guys think will be announced next year and get probably in 2022, something like that?
Maybe
I
in
can
a year
see
and
it
a half,
happening next year.
because you would need to hire good artists.
How many chapters is it at right now?
109.
I can see it happening next year. It can get announced
Year
next
and
year.
a half, maybe, because you need to hire good artists to animate these fights and the settings and everything together for you to have a series.
Mm,
And which I'm okay if the first season starts with 12, 13 episodes, and then we later a little bit more, so then they work on the animation more with the fighting. And upgrade.
But yeah, so when I
upgrade.
say getting announced next year, I'm like, yeah, literally just getting announced next year that they found a studio,
Yeah.
they're gonna do it, and then I think it might I could see it coming out the following, so 2022 at this point.
Same
Yeah,
here.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I could see. And if it's most likely will be Crunchyroll since they picked up all these originals.
Which
I'd be
I don't
okay,
mind.
but you never know. Somebody else could be like, yeah, we want originals too, and we're gonna snatch that up. And
Yeah.
who knows?
Like, who
I
knows?
could
It
see that one being on Amazon. To be completely honest,
Yes, dude. Yes.
I could see it
so
on Amazon exclusive, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind.
I
hopefully
would
not-
definitely love to see that on Amazon. The
Mhm.
other thing too, and why I think it wouldn't come out until 2022, an anime can eat through 100 chapters real quick.
so fast.
You
Yep.
need more. You need more chapters so that you don't fall into that situation where you're trying to make shit up
Agree.
just to keep it
Yep.
going. So
And that's what I was kind of worried about with Jujutsu Kaisen getting announced so soon.
right.
I was a little worried about that, but I think they're going to be okay. But I'm also worried there's going to be a lot of filler. So
Maybe not. I mean,
I hope not. You know, just gotta be positive about
compared
it.
to with Fire
I mean,
Force-
I've been positive about it, but I'm cautious.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right, so we can move on to our next news. Hollywood Monster Hunter film reveals 2 posters. One of Mila Jovovich.
Why is this news? Why is this news?
Yep.
And
This
20
is dumb. No.
I'm going first on this.
All
I'm
right.
going
Okay.
first.
Go for it.
James Grant, let's go.
Going first. So Mila Jovovich, who is married to the worst director in Hollywood, Paul W.S. Anderson.
Got him.
He is the most
Bruh.
untalented piece of garbage that has ever made films. But all of his movies make money, which is the only thing that matters in Hollywood.
True.
So yes,
Apparently.
him and his wife are partnering once again to create Monster Hunter. There is no hope for this. It's going to be fucking garbage. It is going to be edited to shit. The action sequences are going to suck. The CGI is going to suck. Everything about this is going to suck. Do not have hope for this movie. It will suck.
You heard it here, folks. James Barnes says Monster Hunter movie is gonna suck.
There's no hope.
I didn't-
As
Paul
your
W.S.
as your
Anderson is directing it. There is no hope.
and
as your resident Monster Hunter fan here, I'm sad.
I didn't
I'm big
expect
sad.
I didn't expect to hear the word "suck" in 5 times in one line. I was like, wow, I didn't expect to hear that other than in bed. But wow, Ooh.
Wow. Wow.
Y'all talk too much then. But anyway, Monster Hunter is one of my favorite series, period. And when I saw that they were announcing this, I was like, but why? Please no. Like, it's because apparently it's like dimension traveling or some ish like that. And I'm like, oh, come on. I mean, it'll be really cool if they make Rathalos look awesome. But other than that, I'm going to be sad.
I mean,
So-
I also
Did you
like
not
Tony
just hear
Jaa
me
as
say Paul
well.
W.S. Anderson?
I know, but I have hope that at least the monsters will look cool.
And I like Tony
No.
Jaa as well. I was expecting
That doesn't
but-
mean anything. He's
but I
being
don't like him,
directed
like-
by Paul W.S. Anderson.
but I like Tony
The-
Jaa though.
the
Like, I love
armor
his-
looks-
like his
The
fight-
armor looks terrible. The armor looks bad.
You know
looks
what
Yeah.
I saw from this poster when Sam posted? Like, what's this poster? The ugly shit that Sam posted, and then I think of John Carter in Mars. That's what I look at and see it. That's what I see from the poster that Sam put. I'm like, okay, this reminds me of John Carter in Mars. That's what I
Well,
see.
first, does this consider counting as a live action video game movie as well?
Yes,
And-
it does.
Yeah, it
and
does.
unfortunately, yeah,
It doesn't.
it's going to be another bad one. It's going to
And-
add to the tally of bad ones.
And sadly,
Oh,
I know
boy.
that Ray don't want to recognize it as a adaptation because he just wants to
No,
have it
Funny
I don't.
enough, funny enough, most of it was from Mia from with Resident Evil series and all that movies and stuff.
I don't want to talk about that.
I like Resident
They're
Evil.
No.
all
Some of
they're
them.
all terrible except the
Yeah.
first one. They're all terrible.
I was about to say
I
the
don't-
first 2 I like. But the first 2 I like.
Okay,
No,
so the
they're not
the second
good.
one is fine. I
Thank you.
can
I was about to
rewatch
say.
that movie.
About
The
to say,
rest of
I
them
like the first
suck.
2.
The final chapter might be one of the worst movies ever made.
From Resident Evil, right?
Yeah, Resident
I
Evil,
hate-
the final chapter.
I hate the last one. I hate the last one. I was like, why did you have to just finish it? Why couldn't they just forget about it? Just
Just for
That
money.
movie
It's money.
has the worst edited fight scene ever in film history.
I'd rather watch Venom than watch that movie.
and Venom
That's
was
That's
saying
not
a
great.
lot.
fair.
That's
And
very fair
Venom-
for me. That's
Venom
very fair.
might as well be Parasite compared to Resident Evil,
wait.
the final chapter.
How dare you?
might
And
as
that's
well
a-
be.
And that's our poster, guys. That's the same character from Parasite the Maxim. So glad we mentioned it.
That's definitely a good
Well,
comparison. A nice one. Sam,
well, I'm talking
Sam and
about.
James worked there.
I
I'm
now
talking about
hate this
Parasite,
entire
the film that won
conversation.
Best Picture.
That's true. James was talking about the other Parasite.
Not Parasite the anime. The movie
Yeah,
that
I
won
know.
Best Picture.
Mhm.
I mean, the Parasite the anime was good though. That was good too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sad because this is a movie that could have been done really well. Monster Hunter has a lot of stuff that you can do with it to
Agreed.
make it really cool. And nope.
Yeah, but we're not watching this, and we are watching this is mainly because we like to watch train wrecks and we want to shit on it and
Well,
stuff
oh,
like
I
that.
don't
You'll
like to
see-
watch train
you'll see
wrecks,
my
Sam.
review.
They happen
Sam,
though.
I don't know if you watch. I'm not watching it. You can watch it by yourself. I know James will be watching because that's his
I'm
job for it,
definitely going.
and he's gonna be
Opening-
Watch
ranting
it.
on it. And
You
I
know where I'll watch
Ray,
it.
And Ray's gonna be watching it, but legally
I'm
most
on-
likely.
I'm gonna watch it on FX.
He
Same,
brought
I'll
it
probably
back.
do the same. I'll probably do the same from that point, and then
But that's
All right,
sad.
let's-
Ooh, that's definitely sad. But one
That's
thing,
enough of that. I'm tired of that.
one thing
All
one thing I'm excited before we go end our show is that
One
is
thing I'm excited.
is Irumacon next year is
Okay, good.
Irumacon. So I want to end the show with a good news, not with a bad live action that's gonna be all CG and it's sadly bullshit
Mhm.
sad budget.
I mean, the chat said it right. It's gonna be all CGI with no budget. It's gonna be a
Mhm.
2-pack of ass cheeks. It's
And-
gonna be bad.
Monster Hunter is about to be the next Fast and the Furious. Oh wow, no!
No, how dare you
No.
disrespect
God,
the Fast
no.
and the Furious like that?
Kendall.
Who said that?
Kendall.
Kendall?
Bruh.
No.
Damn, no. Fast and Furious is at least enjoyable. Even the last one right now is gonna be
Even
with
though
John
it's Jump the
Cena.
Shark, it's still
Yeah,
hilarious.
I was just gonna say it's definitely off the rails, but
Yes.
in the
Fast and
best way
Furious made
possible.
Right,
its own. It's a
exactly.
dynasty. It's a dynasty.
It made
right
its
now.
own cinematic universe, so I can't be mad at it.
No, you can't. No.
Like we don't even see the villain most of the movie. That's how crazy it is.
I don't even care.
It's all about family, you know.
I can't
it's
wait
family.
until the-
You
I
can't
can't wait
see
until the-
villain. That's
I
how
can't
bad
wait
it
until
is.
I can't wait until the cars are the bad guys.
Wait, you mean Transformers?
Yes, dude.
Mhm,
Fast and Furious, Transformers.
Transformers.
with GI
crossover.
Joe. With
Boom.
GI Joe right there.
You ruined it, Miguel.
Boom.
Nope, it was fine with the
You
Transformers
destroyed it.
at the crossover.
Yo,
Dynasty
Snake
over.
Eyes against Dom against
Thank
Optimus.
you. Thank
Boom.
you right there.
And Dom still wins.
That's true.
And then at the end he said, it was all about family.
It's all about
That's-
family.
That's it.
We got the Autobots in the family now. Like,
Right?
Right there,
I
we
don't-
just made the cinematic universe
don't like
right there.
this.
And
I
also
don't like
who
this.
and also who to direct it? Michael Bay.
oh no!
Explosion,
Oh,
explosion.
now you ruined it even more. You
And
ruined it
also-
even
No,
more.
just let Mark Wahlberg direct it. It'll be fine.
Oh my god. Ooh.
Oh
It
boy.
should have the slow running shot. Either way, Demon School, Irumacon season 2. I'm excited. Honestly, I'm excited. I enjoyed this reaction series with Sam.
I started watching the dub because of you guys.
The
I
dub
actually
is
like the
good.
dub. I actually like the dub. The dub is fun.
It's good. Yeah, it's
A
fun.
quick shout out to the jazz voice actor as well.
Ryan.
Ryan. Thank
Ryan.
you. He
Yeah,
does the-
Ryan.
he
He's so
has-
nice.
He's an
He's a very nice
optimistic
dude.
person on Twitter, so I love seeing his tweets on Twitter. He's so optimistic. He loves.
So yeah,
showing
shout
great
out to
love.
Ryan. What a nice young man.
He is one great person to talk on Twitter. He should love to give that great love to people that gives love to him. So I love that, and I'm excited for Demon School to see the dub finish, so I can watch it a whole binge to see the dub. And also the second season will deserve for the series will deserve.
And one last before we head out, Altered Carbon Re-Sleeve, which is an anime film that's coming out for Netflix.
It's like
which
a
is
spin-off, so I'm very
interest-
excited.
Yeah, I think it
because-
is a spin-off in the series, and it's just fine.
So can I say that Altered Carbon seems like the current generation's Matrix?
Yes,
I
it is.
Can agree
Uh,
with you.
does
I
that-
would
does
give
that
it a
work?
for that.
From
Yeah,
the
it
little
does
tiny
work.
from the little tiny bits that I've seen, I have not seen a lot of this. I'm just basing off a generalization.
so
I mean,
you-
what's your reasoning?
Have you seen
And just
season one?
just in the way the kind of the I've not watched all of it.
Okay.
But just in the way that the stories are like they're taking the story and kind of expanding upon the universe of it. I mean, the technology is kind of creepy and freaky too.
I would agree.
Just from that like basic aspect, not from anything like serious in terms of like the messaging and or like the types of tropes that they use.
I would
Okay,
agree with
okay.
Ray in this aspect because the way that they changed the sleeves, with their thing on the neck and the back as well, the thing they did with the Matrix as well, not change the sleeves, but also to connect
Change
to yourself to the
bodies.
Matrix.
Mm,
Yeah.
So is very interesting. I still haven't seen season 2 of the live action one that just dropped, I think, like 2 weeks ago. So
yeah,
that's
with that boy Anthony Mackie. All right. Yeah.
I'm very curious to see how that goes because I've heard good things about Anthony Mackie with him being the next lead, so I'm very excited about that. But for March 19th for Anime Japan, excited, but I want the information from Netflix. When is it gonna come to us? When are you guys gonna Sama dub? It's time for you guys to be in the wave. Sama dub the stuff with us. We wanna talk about it as well as Japan is talking about it on their side. We don't talk about it with you guys, just like Crunchyroll does. Funimation, please be in the same wave.
We'll get
please.
there eventually.
Eventually.
Hopefully.
Anyway, guys, let's head out. Ray, James, please give us your
our
plugs.
James, take it away, my friend.
Yeah, you guys can follow absolutely everything that I do at careful4spoilers.com. On the C4S podcast, we just talked about the similarities between Marvel and DC's most popular characters, talking about which versions we like, talking about who ripped off who, which one came first. That was a lot of fun. On Best One, Worst One, we're continuing our crime series. We just did mob movies. We did heist movies. We also did buddy cop movies. And now we're moving on to spy movies. So we are having a lot of fun on the podcast. Go over to carefulforspoilers.com. Check us out.
I will not be checking you out if you do not review Spy Kids, but that's enough. Again, thank you all so much for watching our first live show. I think this was a complete success. This is a lot of fun. I love doing this with you guys. You know that week after week, this is always so much fun. Now we get to do it live, and it's great. But I'm RayApollo, RayApollo, no space. I love to play video games, and I stream them weekly on Twitch. We're just about to start My Heroes One Justice 2. That's right. You heard it here first. This is the first way I'm telling people we're playing My Heroes One Justice 2. Comes out on Friday. It's going to be a good time. So come hang out with me on Twitch. Make sure you follow the channel. And you can follow me on Twitter too. Also, RayApollo. I post a lot of dank memes, and I talk about video games a lot. So if you like video games and anime, you're going to have a good time. So there's that.
And for you guys, thank you very much for listening to this. This was much better than expected. I didn't expect this to come out so well. So thank you guys for listening to us. Thank you guys, and follow us at @AnimeLately_ Twitter, NIG, everywhere else. And Patreon, Discord server. Check in the description down below. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. And also, the Sujin 1, we will take a question for next week. What is our guys' favorite anime? We'll take that.
Yeah, because we would need at least another hour to talk about that.
Yeah, that's a good 10-minute conversation.
So we will absolutely. Sam's going to put it in the doc, and we're going to talk about it next show.
So don't worry,
yes,
we didn't skip that on purpose. And we just want to save that for next week because that's a full conversation for us to have. So don't worry, we'll save that for next week. Sam, your plug, and we out.
Thank you guys for listening, coming in. This is Sam the Manga Man and coronavirus. I did that on purpose for you guys.
Oh, Jesus. Other than that, guys, thank you very much. Tell you guys next time.
Peace.
Bruh.